Give me some slack here. All right, so this show is for answering questions. It's for solving real world problems. I guess. I don't know. The problem is, brother speaker, if you can hear me well on your garbage speakers, then for 95% of people, it's too loud. So I don't think you understand that. But whatever. All right, guys. So my school of philosophy is practical realism. It exists for the sole purpose that I created it for, to solve real world issues, problems, what have you. So that is why I am here. To not only help you with your problems, but by working through them in person to help give you the tools to do so as well through example. So if you were somebody that has a real world issue problem you would like addressed, that's why I'm here, baby. That is why I am here. Yes, most of the content I produce these days is lolcow content because, well, it's just the format that I moved to because that's what gets asses in the seats, as it were. But that's not my specialty, or that's not what I prefer doing. But anyway, hopefully the sound is okay now. If it ain't, I don't know what to tell you. I don't knows what's to tells ya. Anyway, what do we got? Santiago Jojo. Hey, Santiago, how you doing? Hope you're doing well, pal. How can I start a white label coffee company? Call Java Saba. Contact Mill Creek Coffee Roasters. I forget what state they're in. Was it Utah? And tell them you want to start your own coffee company. And then they'll ask you, well, it's not a coffee company. By the way, don't say that. There's no such thing as white label coffee. I'm not eating anything, Santiago. I'm chewing something called gum. It's gum. But not any gum. It's nicotine gum. So that's what I'm chewing. Nicotine gum. Yeah. So, yeah, first of all, there's no such thing as a white label coffee company. White label is drop shipped. It's just a fancy word for drop ship. It's drop ship with some frills. So you do not own a coffee company if you get your coffee via like drop shipping. So stop using that term. It's a false framing. So if you want to get your coffee made, if you want to sell coffee, contact a drop shipper like Mill Creek or Java Sava. And then they will require you to make a minimum order, which you're going to have to come up with the money for. Not sure how many, probably at least a batch of 1,000 probably. And that's going to cost you what? 1,000 units, $10 a piece, maybe 10 grand? Yeah, maybe 10 grand. Santiago says cool. So yeah, there you go. You're going to need between 10 and 20 grand to make an initial order. Really depends on what their minimal order requirements are. It's probably 1,000 units to start. And the more you buy, the lower price you'll get to a certain extent. Yeah, Jeremy Hambley said he sent his first order to Walmart, meaning he sent his first order to the Walmart website fulfillment center because he will never, ever, 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 ever be on the shelves of Walmart. Can we please not talk about Jeremy Hambley, though? This show is for discussing and solving real-world problems. So it looks like in my audio, it looks like the limiter also works as a booster. So, yeah, I guess for dB, it actually boosts it by plus or minus 4. So that seemed to be the only thing that had an effect. That and the gate. I guess it makes sense that the gate being too low would cause some sound loss because it blocks out sounds below a certain point. But there's lots of vocal sounds, intonations below the maximum that shows up that you wouldn't hear. Okay. I guess I could raise the gate some more. I don't know. I don't know that I want to touch it. It seems okay now. Nobody's complaining about the sound now, so I think I'm going to leave well enough alone for the moment. Yeah. Shane Cashman, what would be the best starter investment for financial security? I don't actually tell people to invest in like stocks or bonds. 'Cause that's kind of like rolling the dice. The best you can really hope for, because of how bad inflation is to, I've told people this before and they don't listen to me. Buy gold and silver, precious metals. I'm not sure about diamonds because that seems like a volatile market. If you talk to a diamond cutter or a gem merchant, they'll tell you that's like a great investment in diamonds or, a good storehouse of value, but I don't know about that. But you'll never go wrong investing in gold, silver, platinum, friggin' copper even. Aluminum, although aluminum, you gotta have a lot of that. Have a cigar. Reselling and flipping items from flea markets and thrift shops pays off quicker than any stock. Ooh, you're right. You are right. I was thinking about doing that, but I can't do it here. This apartment's too small. It's a tiny one bedroom. Yeah. I mean, with my background and my ability to fix stuff, like I thought about doing that for bikes and such. Like I could buy a used bike for like $50 and then flip it for 250. The problem is you have to look at the time invested and how much of your time is being taken away from work that would pay equally as well or more. Not to mention materials. Like if I can fix it and make it sellable based upon what's already there, great. But if I have to buy new kit, new gear, if I have to invest in the repair, well, that detracts from any profits. So you have to be careful. Now, if you're just talking about buying and reselling stuff that's in okay shape, like going to a... So the problem with the kind of buying and reselling you're talking about, everybody's doing it, right? So if you want to go to like a thrift shop or something, that's hard. And also the people that work at these thrift shops, they pick through everything, man. They pick through everything. So they get all the best stuff. The odds of you finding some old Rolex at the local thrift shop is pretty rare. What will the tax man think about investments in precious metals? Well, he won't know. What do you mean, tax man? It's called, dude, sales tax. You pay tax on it when you buy it. That's it. You pay tax on it when you buy it. You pay tax on it when you sell it. That's the great thing. But the person who's buying it from you, actually, no. I mean, if you sell it to a private party, yeah, so that's your best investment, man. Have a cigar. Yeah, you get into a rhythm, find the best area at times. Liquidators are great. Yeah, but it's hard. Because, again, the people that work at those shops get first pick. Now, sometimes stuff can slip through because they're not very well educated on what's valuable and what's not. No, Shane Cashman, you don't have to declare it. Do you declare your armchair? What are you talking about? Dude, I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, you buy it and then you put it in a safe. But do you ever pay taxes? That's not how taxes work, man. You pay income tax. That's it. If you own a house, you pay property tax. You own a property, like a lot, you're going to pay property tax. But you're not paying continual profit on something after you bought it other than with land. So I don't know what you're talking about, Mom. What do you mean declare it as an asset? It's property. It's just property that holds its value in relation to inflation. Okay? No, there's no special rules for gold and silver, Mom. I know what you're talking about. No. No special rules. Is this the questions people are asking me? I mean, great. Okay, this is fine, but Shane is always in here asking questions. Nobody else? I said gold, silver, platinum, copper. Invest in copper, buddy. That's a good way to... You can find copper easily. collect it, get yourself into like smelting. A lot of people are into that as a hobby. Just be careful you don't kill yourself with the fumes. Do that stuff where you got good ventilation, man. But otherwise, yeah. Dude, you'll never go wrong with precious metals. Dude, inflation is at like 3,600% after 113 years. I mean, do you really believe the government's BS numbers of 3-4% a year? Come on, man. That's total lies. Have a cigar. Pennies will be valuable. I mean, I don't know how much copper is actually in a modern penny. You got to go back quite a ways before they're close to being pure copper. By the way, why are our concurrent viewers so low? Where are the viewers? Last weekend, we had like 50 concurrent viewers. Now we got 12. What the hell is going on here? It's just weird. Well, all right. Brother Weaver, the premium I would consider the tax. I'm talking physical gold and silver like 20 above spot price. Yeah, but well, sales tax is a given. I don't know about buying online. It depends on whatever state you live in. You also want to be very careful about buying gold online. There's a lot of tricksters out there that use like tungsten or something as a core and then put a very thin sheet of gold around it to trick you. So you got to be careful. You got to buy from only reputable sellers. Silver too, man. You got to be careful. Well, there you go, yeah. You can smelt gold. You can smelt aluminum and copper very easily. Aluminum's very easy to smelt. Hell, even lead. Although you got to be careful with lead, man. The fumes can mess you up. But that would be my advice, yeah. Precious metals keep pace with inflation, which is actually well above most returns you would get on some kind of stock investment or anything like that. So, yeah. Go that route if you're going to invest. That's my advice. Simple, easy, practical advice. Okay, so I at least have figured out this limiter to a certain extent. I wonder if raising the gate some more. Maybe I should fiddle with it? No, I'm not going to fiddle with it. I'm going to close the sound up. I don't want to fiddle with it no more. Chat's dead. I don't remember what time I streamed last weekend. I don't know. Boy, Sticks is popular. I just posted a new Sticks video this morning. It's getting pretty good views. Oh, wow. I got a whole bunch of comments here. That video is doing well. Jeez. People are hungry for Sticks content. Goodness. Brother Weaver, my understanding is inflation is caused by credit card lines of credit, government spending, and physical money under the mattress. Agree. No, it's caused by the government printing too much money, overinflating the money supply, and reducing its value. It's all about supply and demand. There's too much currency. There's too much currency. That's it. There's too much currency in circulation, not just domestically, but globally. That's what causes the inflation, my friend. Yeah. Yeah. Government spending. Yeah, but what are they spending? They're spending money they printed out of thin air. That's the problem. It's just made up, man. It's just, conjured. right? Well, it's not about me agreeing or disagreeing. That's just a fact. They just print insane amounts of money, man. I think Trump printed 6 trillion new dollars just for that koofity koof scamdemic. All right? I mean, it's crazy. You need a balanced budget. I mean, dude, we've only had one balanced budget in like, what, 40, 50 years when Clinton was in office? Yeah. 1 year. That's crazy. That's absolutely insane. I think when Biden came into office, what was it, 8 trillion in debt, and now we're at 38 trillion? Good Lord. Yeah, inflation has increased at a record pace. It's crazy, man. Crazy. Brother Weaver, robbery. Amazing how I can do this without us knowing. But we do know. Everybody knows about inflation and how it works, man. Well, no, I mean, people know, okay, it's not a secret. It's just people are stupid because they're not educated. They go to school. They don't learn anything valuable, right? They just learn math that they'll never use. Reading, writing, that they don't even get taught very well because, most of your high school graduates have like a 6th grade or below reading level. But they're never taught economics, right? Very little work is done teaching economics in university, let alone high schools. And so, yeah, most people don't know. But it's not because the information's not out there. They just don't get educated, right? That's all. Nobody taught finance in high school. Well, no, of course not. They don't want you knowing this stuff. No. They want you stupid, right? Stupid people are easier to control. Oakwood is in the room. Hey, Oakwood, how you doing? Well, I remember when I was in high school, I think there was like one class where they taught you about balancing your checkbook. I mean, now that's redundant. I mean, we all use apps, online banking. But when I was a kid, checks were still a thing, right? Brother Weaver, funny how these credit card apps show up after you graduate high school. Yeah, well, that's usually because you're 18 years old now, right? And old enough to have a credit card. Yeah. Well, don't a lot of kids these days get their first credit card through like their parents? I think that's the case, isn't it? By the way, I don't remember when this became a finance channel, but okay. Try me, B75. They taught what they call personal finance. Yeah, but they didn't give very many classes in it, right? You didn't actually learn that much. I mean, they spend very little time on things that are actually going to help you in the real world. They just teach you garbage. I mean, you spending 12 years in school to learn what? Try me says, and that's what they did was credit cards would show up at colleges. Shane Cashman, I love using spreadsheets. Those budgeting projects were the funniest activities in school. Well, I think the majority of schools are a waste of time. Unless you're going to, say, university to study STEM, totally useless. As for school, I mean, what are you learning that's useful? I mean, they've removed philosophy from all schools, practically. There might be a few schools left where in high school you have, like, psychology, which is pseudoscience bunk. But there's not much philosophy anymore being taught. And what schools do teach philosophy still, I'm talking about high schools, public schools, mind you, it's all ideological claptrap garbage. They don't really teach you how to think. They don't really teach you how to employ philosophy. It's just a lot of airy fairy, pie in the sky, ivory tower crap that's totally useless. And Socrates, he created philosophy to solve real world problems. He didn't create it to be some airy fairy nonsense just for university professors in ivory towers. Chappy Chappy, you prescribed that gum? No, you buy it at the. You go buy it at Target. It's not a prescription. What? No, they wanted to prescribe me freaking Adderall. They wanted to prescribe me amphetamines. One doctor was like, I asked him about it, and he was like, yeah, for some people who are stroke victims, amphetamines do help. So I could prescribe you like Adderall. I was like, no, I don't want that. No. That stuff is. I don't want no freaking speed. So nicotine is a stimulant. It's just less potent, I guess you could say. Philosopher for truth. Nihilism is destroying our society. I mean, yes and no. To a certain extent, you're not wrong. So people believing in nothing, or people believing that there is no such thing as meaning, then they're not pursuing things that give their life meaning. You see, this is a problem of learning. It's a problem of education. People are being taught the wrong lessons. They're learning that they're being taught that there's no meaning, period. That's not true. Yes, there's no intrinsic meaning woven into the fabric of the universe. No kidding. But what they forget to tell you, these nihilists, is that there is meaning. It's just up to you to find it, right? It's your job. You have to create the meaning in your own life. There is such a thing as meaning. You just have to pursue it yourself. But people don't learn that. They actually believe, oh, there's no meaning at all, so everything's pointless. So what's the point? Yes, in that sense, I agree. Chappy Chap, oh, I thought you could get it for free. No, it's not that expensive, though. This was the cheapest stuff I could find. These are 2 milligram pieces. I bought 310 of them for like $50 on Amazon. That was literally the cheapest I could find. And I think the 4 milligram you can get for about 60, 310 pieces, but the 4 milligram are too powerful. Try Me says, many people think about philosophy as well. That's why they've gotten rid of it. Precisely. Well, philosophy is just a tool of the mind to better understand reality. The powers that be do not want you, the individual, to have the power to understand reality and truth for yourself. They want to be the ones to give it to you. If you can recognize and discover truth on your own, then you'll also be able to recognize lies when you see them. And therefore, they will be less able to control you. Can't have that. Jen Cashman, English literature is all political nonsense. I remember when RBG died and I saw her face on a projector in an ELA classroom while walking to my class. Okay. Try Me. What are the wrong lessons, though? That's a rather broad question, my friend. Brother Weaver, the school system is the best commie trap. See all the youth sitting in the roads. Yeah, I agree. Chappy Jeff, philosophy keeps the idea of using one's intellect to keep higher levels of thinking alive. What are the wrong lessons? To believe authority. To trust the experts. What's an expert? Who gets to decide who is and who is not an expert? Who? The authorities. So trust the authorities. Oh, this is weird. My picture keeps changing. I keep seeing the lighting is changing. The exposure is changing. I'm gonna have to do something about that. It's going from red to yellow. God, that's not good. I can't do anything about it now. Yeah, they'll give you the philosophical outlook and you'll like it. Yeah. Tell you how to think, basically. but the wrong way to think. They'll give you ideology in place of philosophy. So most philosophy classes these days will teach you ideology and not philosophy, right? Here's what you should think instead of here's how to think. Philosopher for truth, I am not here to convert anyone, but my Eastern Orthodox faith gives me meaning. Oh, okay. It's full of ancient wisdom and the meaning of life, but I cannot prove my God, but it's ancient teachings and they help. Shane Cash, when people get a piece of paper to say they're authorized to make decisions. Brother Weaver, I saw where they are automatically registering men for the selective service. Why just the men? Because if it was women also, they'd be less likely to vote for wars and sending men to war, which would cost them money. Because the military-industrial complex do like its wars, yo. Yeah. Yeah. So there's your answer to that. Why do you think we're still in Ukraine? Oh, we're not in there, realist. That's not us in there. We're just giving them weapons. Oh, and who's making those weapons? The military-industrial complex that we're giving money to make those weapons. Yeah, same goes for the war in Iran. Chappy chap, because we are too sympathetic towards women in battle. Men will risk their lives the same as do women and end up dead themselves. Yeah, but you see, the women have to continue to have a privileged position. Otherwise, they won't vote the way that the powers that be want them to. Oh, well, that's too bright. Let me see if I can turn down. Let me see if I can turn down the light here. Jesus, that is, wow. Okay. Let me turn off one of these lights. Maybe that'll help. Okay. Let's see if that helps. All right, that might help some. I think it was just too bright, just too much light. We'll see. I can't go to war. I tried. Well, that's not necessarily a bad thing, man. I think we had too much light, too much saturation. Try Me says, I love how they reported in Iran that we used up all our smart missiles. Well, our stockpile of smart missiles are way down. I mean, we don't have endless missiles, you know. I mean, those Patriot missiles, they're not endless, dude. I wouldn't use them all down, but we're down what? Like to a third of our stockpile that we had before of the war? So, I mean, we are way down. By like 2/3, man. Yeah, smart missiles don't just make themselves, right? I mean, these things cost millions of bucks a pop, yo. Rocket White. What about those conjoined twins that suddenly up and moved from America to England? What? What's he talking about? Try Me says, you could fire all the missiles for a lifetime and never run out because of the MIC. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Philosopher for truth, realist. Modernity has its positives, but society is toxic nowadays. Cultural Marxism destroyed meaning. Yeah, what it means to be Western. Yeah, it creates degeneracy. I agree. You're describing things correctly. Chappy chap. That's why they only let women in the Air Force, because they rarely are taken down, and when they are, we go all out to save them. Brother Weaver, men as old as 42 can be eligible for the draft. Can you imagine? Oh, geez. Losing viewers. People are popping in and then popping out. Rocket White. They asked him why they suddenly moved. Okay, I don't. People are talking about stuff that I don't know what the hell they're talking about. So, wow. The light in here is anybody having a problem with their picture? Because I'm watching myself on YouTube right now, and it looks horrible. Like, way too much light. I'm going to turn off the other light, see what happens. I think it's just too much light. I never stream during the day, so I really don't know. Yeah, don't type in acronyms. I'm not going to know what the hell you're talking about. Yes, military industrial complex. Correct. I think that might have helped. Let me see. That looks a little better. Yeah, there was too much light, I think. Yeah, well, I can only do so much about that. So, were you part of the Ron Paul revolution? I liked Ron Paul. Unfortunately, the powers that be did not like him, and they didn't own him, so they kept him out of the debates, even though he qualified, and so he never got elected. Hmm. Okay, that's better, I think. I mean, the picture looks better to me now. I don't know about you guys. Yeah, that's a little better. There was just too much light before, in my opinion. I was a big Ron Paul fan, man. Yeah, the elder. I think his son is Rand. Rand Paul. Rand Paul, I'm not so sure about. He might be owned, but the father was based AF. Unfortunately, he never had a chance. The more parties, the more difficult it is to control the politicians. Keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid. Not that there's two parties. There's not two parties. There's one party. Philosopher for truth. We are in World War III. I accept this fact. Yeah. It's a propaganda war, though. It is a propaganda war, baby. The only problem is the powers that be own all the propaganda outlets. So it's kind of hard to combat that. They got all the weapons. Who is this? Don Trans 6400. If you don't mind me asking, what are your credentials? Irrelevant question. Argument from authority. You either like what I say or you don't. Brother Weaver. I was a Pat Buchanan fan. Ross Perot and the Rands. I don't know about Ross Perot. Kind of a goofy guy. But, yeah, none of those people were ever going to get into power. None. I hear a dog barking. Jeez. I wish I could turn on some... I could turn off... Let me see if you guys hear this. I use the sound of a running dishwasher as sort of a background noise to block out like barking dogs here and such. It's not common, but it does happen. Okay. All right, I just turned off system sound, so you should not hear the dishwasher sound. All right, there we go. I just turned it off, so let me know if you can hear that. Hopefully you can't. Only I can hear it. Yeah. Socrates didn't have any credentials. Yeah. I don't play that game. Like, you know, if you don't want to listen to what I had to say, don't. If you have a question that has to do with the prompt, like you have a real world problem, you need help solving, I can help you. You judge yourself as to whether or not I know what the hell I'm talking about. You want to go off of my arguments. That's it. Arguments from authority is about the stupidest way to decide if somebody is qualified, at least in this regard. Philosopher of truth, we are not a republic no more. Agreed. An oligarchy. Yeah, a cronyist system for sure. We're not in the club. Show me the money. They rule us. The people that print the money are the ones that are in charge. When you have fiat currency, that's the truth. Brother Weaver, I heard you say last night you had a Chinese girlfriend. Can you offer advice on how to avoid gold diggers? Ooh. Huh. Mm. First of all, are you talking about living in China? I mean, if you're talking about Chinese gold diggers, that's kind of rough. I don't know. Go slow and test her without letting her know it, right? I mean, I did that. And it turned out she was more concerned about things that I really, but she was also a pain. She was very disagreeable. And she had a nice ass and a good body. Beyond that, there wasn't much there. She didn't interest me all that much beyond that. Too materialistic. Try me says, don't have lots of money. If you have lots of money, don't let them know it. Well, that's a good way to start, yeah. But you see, if you're living in China as a foreigner, automatically you probably have more resources than most Chinese. So it's kind of a given that you have enough wealth that interests them more. Don't marry them. I mean, that's a good start. The best advice I can give in regards to going overseas and dating any women in an overseas country is the same I would give you here. You vet them. You date them for a lot of years. You have to make sure you have matching virtues and values. And if you see any red flags, like if you hear her say something that is remotely outside of her claims, otherwise, claims to not care about money, claims to be more concerned about you as a person and whether or not you have the same, values, then you get suspicious and you look closer. Okay? You look closer. It's that simple. You got to be very careful. And if you were in the West, I would say never get married. In an Eastern country, it's a little different. Also, I wouldn't get married to a Chinese broad. China is far too anti-foreigner. So, yeah, I just wouldn't do it. So there's that. You're seeking a non-Western woman. Thailand, Philippines, Vietnam, something like that. Not South Korea, because they've gone full libtard. Try me says they'll assume that, and you can be an advantage. Philosopher, truth, realist. I got disabled from a horrible tick bite. Oh, God. I'm on the check, but I do my best I can in life. I accept what life gave me, but I do my best. Good for you, man. Good for you. Yeah, I had very recent health problems the past couple years that just totally screwed up my life. You just do what you can, when you can. If nobody has experienced that kind of hardship, they really don't understand how difficult life becomes. Good for you, philosopher for truth. Shane Cashman, what about a prenup? I don't know if that's a thing in China. I mean, maybe. In America? No. No. Because prenups are too often overthrown by the court. She can say that she was under duress. She can claim she didn't understand. I mean, they get thrown out too much, man. Never marry a Western woman. Ever. Any Western women out there, no offense to you. Maybe you're one of the good ones, but I'm speaking in general. Try me. Yeah, I had to learn that the hard way about marrying in the West. Well, at least you learn. A lot of men don't. Try me. They called those places the Pacific Rim Tour. Ha! Dude, you're going to find better women there for families than you will in this country. And by the way, the women in those countries have higher than average IQs than you'll find in America in general. So You'll produce some good, intelligent kids, yo. Brother Weaver. I know a local in the 80s did the Russia bride thing. Once she got citizenship, she was gone. Yeah, that's another thing. If you marry a foreign broad, you can't bring her back to your country of origin. You got to stay in her country. Shane Cashman, are Slavic women okay? No. No, they're not. You mean like a mail order broad? They want to come to America. When they get citizenship, they want to come here. So if you marry one of these Slavic chicks, she wants to come to America. She wants a green card. Once she gets here, she's protected by all of the gynocentric, pro-female laws that exist in America. She's incentivized to leave you at that point. So no, you don't marry those chicks. Countries you can live in and be very comfortable, like the Philippines and Thailand, those are good choices. Dollar goes a hell of a lot further there, man. I'm just telling you how it is. Yeah, a lot of Slavic broads are hot, but dude, they're still Western. Excuse me. They're still Western chicks, man. Yeah, you got to be careful. You got to be real careful. Brother Weaver, I'm thinking a chick from Saudi Arabia might be good. A Muslim broad? I don't know. Only if you're going to go live in Saudi Arabia. Otherwise, no. Shane Casham, I'm afraid of triad gangsters. Well, then don't go to China. I remember a specific incident I had in my first apartment in China, which was a dump. There was a gang war outside. There were literally like hundreds of dudes armed with swords. This is a real story. Outside fighting. I'm not kidding you. There was a gang war in the street outside of my apartment. And a couple hundred guys were fighting with swords. You think I'm joking? I'm not. This is real. You can't have a gun in China, so they use swords. This was some, like, surreal crap. They're all running around the buildings, running around the streets, fighting each other with swords. I was like, what the hell? It was pretty crazy, man. Yeah. Philosopher for truth, realist, I don't want to stay single. I see many men single my age in their 30s. I'm fine being single. I'm awake about the so-called dating market. It's horrible. Well, that's why you moved to another country, right? Shane Cashman, I tried Malaysia, but I'm too Zionist. Philosopher of truth, I want to stay single. Okay, well, that's probably for the best these days. Yeah, but I tell men to avoid Western women. I do not doubt there are good broads out there in the West. It's just that they're a needle in a haystack, right? Because the majority are not. They've been infected by the effeminist contagion. I was told being single is rooted in selfishness. Well, if you mean by being selfish, caring about your own well-being and what's best for you, what the hell's wrong with that? By the way, what's best for you, really, if you want to have kids and a family, is a feminine, agreeable wife who doesn't want to be the man in the relationship and lets you lead. That's what's best for you. If the only women that you have available to you are a bunch of boss babes who have been infected by an evil, society-destroying ideology, well, then you stay single. It's that simple. That's called enlightened self-interest. Okay? the truth of the matter is, the word selfishness or being selfish gets a bad rap. People don't know what it means. Informed, self-interested decisions. You want to call them selfish? Fine. That's the way to go. You do not, what? I'm supposed to sacrifice my happiness and my well-being to make other people happy? Oh, that's just slavery, man. You want to be a slave? More than you already are? To hell with that. I want to be happy, which I already am. I'm happy all the time. I don't need anybody else in my life to be happy. And by the way, you don't get with other people for happiness. You get with somebody else because they're compatible with you. That's why. And because you want to. If you don't want to, then don't. Pretty simple. Philosopher for Truth Realist, have you seen these women freaking out about not being married yet? I find it funny. I'm not going to the plantation again, even if my choice destroys civilization. Well, you're not the one destroying civilization, man. The ones destroying civilization are the effinists, okay? The ones destroying civilization are your postmodernists, your liberals, your libtardos. They're destroying civilization, not you, okay? They are imposing, using the mechanisms of the government and public and private sector, both, so government education and privately funded education, to force upon you and everybody else society destroying ideologies. Let's face it, there's a reason why monogamy has been the norm and heterosexuality is the norm and has been pushed as such for the entirety of human history in the past, until the past 50 years. Because if you allow licentious behavior and encourage it, the same goes for degeneracy and homosexuality. What you get is the destruction of the human race. We're seeing it right now. All Western countries are below replacement. They're below replacement. America is below replacement. The only reason we have a population that's growing is because we are supplementing our own dying population with foreigners. But we've been below replacement for years. That's how we're importing these third world people, right? To bolster our numbers. With productivity and wealth being created by what's left of the white Western population. That's dying off. And you keep importing these people. Within 1 or 2 generations, they adapt. And then they stop having kids as well. And this has been proven. What are you going to do? It's a depopulation agenda. That's what's going on right now. That's all it is. They want to, there's a global depopulation agenda going on right now. That's all there's to it. By the way, you guys can't hear a dishwasher in the background, can you? You shouldn't be able to. I turned off the system sound, so only I should be hearing it. Any other questions? So this stream is for the answering of questions. It's for solving real world problems. Yeah, so Shane, unless you're going to go live in that Slavic woman's country of origin, you're not going to benefit from marrying a Slavic broad, okay? Shelve it underground says why. That's not really a question because it's not specific. Why what? I mean, your question is literally why anything. It's not a real question. It's a bad question anyway. I said real world problems, not just random questions, yo. Real world problems. You read the description of this live stream, there's a prompt about real world problems. Problem meaning specific. So, yeah, it's pretty clear. No, they're correct. Why not? Oh, that's the correct answer. Thank you very much. Next. Philosopher for Truth. Could you see a general watching this mess say, do a tank roll in future to stop the mess? I don't know what you're referring to. Your question, I don't get it. Let me pop out this chat. I can barely read this. Okay, that's better. Brother Weaver, so you're saying a prenup is junk? Yes. No, I mean, but you've got to have a lot of money to get a good prenup. First, you got to hire a lawyer. And then she's got to have a lawyer to represent her. So you can make sure that she understands everything, because women, well, they like to claim that they're equal to a man and smarter than us. They know that people tend to infantilize them. And when they claim to be infants, people will default to treating them like such. And so she has to have a lawyer to represent her interests and explain everything to her, so she can't claim duress or I didn't understand. So it's a lot of money, man. If you got the cash, okay. Good luck. Shane Cashman, I think Thailand would be my best bet. Tons of ladyboys in Thailand. Well, don't date one then. Brother Weaver, look at Ukraine. They're killing all the men, many single women. They off the table. You want to go live in Ukraine? No. I'm telling you that the issue is all these Slavic broads want to come live here in America. Once they're in America, they're incentivized by the very system they now live in and under to leave you and take your crap. You got to pick a country you can see yourself living in for the rest of your life. And by the way, I tell men to get out anyway. Get out of America, man. This is about the worst place to be as a man. Okay? The Muffin Man, well, except for maybe Ukraine now, yeah. The Muffin Man says, I would just declare to be a woman and win the divorce in that way. That won't work. You don't get to do that because she's an actual woman. Well, no, that won't work. No, the law will recognize you as a biological man. You'll still get screwed over. Yeah, Shane, there are more economic opportunities in underdeveloped third world countries if you're an American. That's true. Philosopher for Truth. Do you see USA in future chaos like civil war, coup? I don't know. I don't know. I think we're already in a civil war. I think the new warfare is information based, propaganda based. I don't know that we're going to see like that kind of war unless the powers that be want it. But I think the powers that be want America to be the center of the world, and everybody in the world lives here, and then the rest of the entire landmass is vacant, and they want a world population of 500 million, and that's it. Global government, which is very easy to have when everybody lives in one place. Shane Cashman, I feel like America is about to be ground zero for something I don't want to be in the middle of. I don't know, man. You're asking me questions I don't know the answers to. I'm not going to speculate. I think people have become too demoralized in America. Nobody's going to fight. There's not going to be any kind of like on the ground civil war in America. It's just not going to happen. We're not living in 1776 no more, man. People don't have a backbone anymore, and they're too demoralized. They're too much like sheep. It's not going to happen. I don't see a civil war. Not that kind of civil war. Like a hot war. We're already in like kind of a Cold War, as it were. A propaganda war, but I don't see it going hot, man. Look what happened in 2020, man. Summer of Love, left burning down cities, roving down through neighborhoods, George Soros buying millions of bricks through a whole bunch of dummy corps, shell companies. It's all hidden to this day. Nobody can prove where those bricks came from. Hardly anybody investigated. I mean, are you aware that there were tens of millions of bricks on pallets just randomly delivered into the downtown corridors of all the cities that had these professional agitators and rioters going through them? Oh, we want to destroy the city. Look at that. There's a pallet of bricks. Free missiles. Woo! Tens of billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars in damage, dozens of people killed. Did any conservatives stand up and fight? Not really. Where were your rooftop Koreans then? Oh, nobody. Antifa roving through the streets, maiming, killing. Meanwhile, all the media talks about is January 6th, mer. Where the only person that died was Ashley Babbitt. I mean, come on. Come on. Ain't nobody going to fight in any American Civil War on American soil to defend themselves. You kidding? They didn't do it then. Why would they do it now? Muffin Man's America is a huge place, too big. Try Me says, ideologically, culture wars are a distraction. That's correct. Absolutely. The left versus right is a lie. Brother Weaver, it's an info war for our minds. Yes. Muffin Man, the elites could have their own civil war. No. They're all in lockstep, man. They all belong to all the same groups. Council on Foreign Relations. Shane Cashman, I see draconian policies getting worse. Muffin Man, maybe move to Israel. Be among the chosen. Yeah, but you have to be Jewish. You have to be able to prove Jewish ancestry, which is interesting because Jews overwhelmingly vote for open borders here. Muffin Man, philosopher of truth. Yuri Bezmenov was a brilliant man. Very smart guy. The former KGB warned us of this era. We're demoralized, correct. Yeah, check out Yuri Bezmenov, guys. He's got YouTube videos. The guy's been dead a while, but he was a real smart guy. Try Me says, we won't need boots on this hearts and minds battle. They got the resources now. They have the government, too. You think Trump is making any decisions for himself? Think again. Brother Weaver, that dude died from a drug overdose. He was holding him down to protect him. Try me because it's okay to be a leftist in someone else's country. Yeah, indeed. Indeed. Unfortunately, that's true. Yeah, it's interesting. Jews are some of the most liberal people. Just odd. Considering their protectionist policies. Yeah. Very strange indeed. Yes, Brother Weaver, we are too tolerant. Also, keep in mind, Americans have a hard time. Your average conservative, traditional American works. They have jobs. They don't have time to go out and protest. They're too busy surviving, man. They're too busy making enough money to keep the lights on, food on the table. They don't have the time or the opportunity to indulge in what is really a privilege at this point. It's an indulgence, literally. It's a luxury. Only people who have that kind of time are your leftists. We're often very privileged, right? And keep in mind also, a lot of these so-called protesters are professionals. They get paid 20, 30 bucks an hour, man, to go out on the street, and they wear masks. That's why they wear masks a lot of the time. So you don't know that they're the same people. They go out, and they gin up useful idiots to join them. But a lot of them are paid by people like George Soros, right? Mr. Bricklayer, Mr. Brick Pallets. I still don't know why nobody's been prosecuted for that. Who's looking into that? Well, the places where that happened, most of the prosecutors in those cities were, elected, got into office with Soros bucks. So, they were not incentivized to investigate. Yeah, big shocker there. Not really. Yeah, people don't know what's going on, man. They don't have a clue. Yes, we're too tolerant. Try me says, and not doing well at even surviving. Well, the deck is stacked against the average American. Tony Faulkner, you call that busy? I don't know what you're referring to, Tony. You mean going to work and having a job? Yeah, I call that busy. Matrix Invader says intelligence. Okay. Terrible times. I see people losing their health care. Try me. Leftists like to survive. Their own for some reason as a symbol. Terrible time. That's old propaganda. Not sure what you're talking about. I mean, most of your average everyday Americans are quite busy people. The ones that work for a living anyway. The ones that identify as conservatives. People who have full-time jobs, they really don't have the time or energy after laying brick all day to go out. I mean, they don't have the time. Everything closes at 5. They got kids. They got a wife. They can't be out on the street protesting. Kalashnikova, so you think Trump hasn't suffered riots like in 2020 because he's doing the work of the special people? Philosopher of truth, the oligarchy don't represent us. They represent their donors, not the people. They represent their own interests and their own ideology, which is focused around and centered on control of the masses. They're old world aristocracy, old money, and bankers. They want to return to a world where they're the bosses. Funny thing is, they already are the bosses. They pull the puppet strings, baby. Person who prints the money is really the real boss, okay? Try Me says, I don't really see any political party or politicians who even remotely align with the will of the people. Of course not. Because it's not the people that are paying their salary for the most part. I mean, yeah, tax dollars, but those tax dollars come from where? They're printed out of thin air. And not one red cent that is raised in income tax goes to paying off the debt. It pays the interest on it. That's all. Interest on what? Money printed from nothing? Love it. Brother Weaver, I was told I needed to donate $10K to my state rep to be heard at the Capitol. Yeah. He gets into office based upon the people that pay for his campaign. The person who wins is decided ahead of time, man. You think you're making a decision? You think you're the one deciding? No. No, man. Your vote don't mean nothing. You think it does. That's the illusion. The truth of the matter is, though, that people that print the money that has no real value, that fiat currency, they're the boss. They decide who gets into office, not you. But I have a vote, realist. Do you? Or do you just think you do? Is it just the illusion of choice? Like with the Matrix, all right? Remember the Matrix movie? As long as you give humans the illusion of choice, you can keep them under your thumb. Once they figure out, though, it's all an illusion, uh-oh. Yeah. People thinking they have a choice. I love it. You think you chose for Trump to win this election? You think that you chose for Trump to be the president? Get a clue. Brother Weaver, here in Illinois, Pritzker matches the pay of high public servants. So the state pays a guy $90K and Pritzker pays them additional $90K because he's nice. It's legal. Yeah, the system is rife with corruption. But who decides what is and is not corruption? Oh, the politicians? The same people who vote on whether or not they get to insider trade on stocks and vote on their own raises. Should we get a raise this year? I don't know. Should we? Sure. Let's vote on it. That's great. That's like an employee at a company voting on whether or not they get a raise. Hey, boss, can I have a raise? Do you want a raise? Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, here you go. Ishtar be gone. Oh, wow, a midday stream. Neat. How you doing, Ishtar? When you've got a system where the supposed employees and representatives of the people are the ones that get to decide what is and is not corrupt behavior, you're screwed. Totally screwed. I'm not so sure it would be a bad thing to have direct democracy in regards to certain public official behavior. Like, I don't see a lot of the masses voting to make it okay for politicians to give themselves raises or to inside trade on stocks, right? Yeah. Look what we got now. Representative government. It's not representative government, though, because it's not the people that these politicians represent, and it hasn't been for a very long time. Hasn't been for a long time, man. When government gets as big as it is now, it is really big business that runs things. Big business and the powers that be, your money printers and such. Philosopher for Truth, The American Experiment's Dead. Shane Cashman at the same time. It's just the same thing, different era. Well, whenever government gets too big, this is what happens. Brother Weaver, I see your point, but if I go to Thailand, I'm putting my life at risk. No, you're not. Is it worth that? Countries can change tunes on Whitey. Dude, what do you mean putting your life at risk? I don't know what you mean. Dude, I lived in China for 15 years. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I very rarely felt unsafe there, man. Ishtar be gone. I believe it was Immanuel Kant who said that a deed's merits are judged based upon end result. Ends justifying the means. That's a commie, pinko, socialist idea. Or not the deed was carried out on one's from. We can't. Dude, people listening to Kant is a bad idea. Yeah, I'm not I'm not into Kant. Anyway, in too deep in corruption, there's no way out. You're not wrong. The system will have to collapse. Yeah. These merits are judged based upon end result. That's a bad way to look at things. For example, a single payer health care. We go by that logic, it's great. Single payer health care is great. Everybody gets health care. That's looking at things by end result, right? Yeah, but what's the other end result? The unintended consequence? Well, you actually get less health care, right? You don't get more health care under single payer. You get less. Because what happens is, and this is what really happens, people don't get this. What ends up actually happening is that the system now has to, they have to wait list you, right? Because it can't afford to act. This is a myth. First of all, the government can't afford to give everybody health care. It's really that simple. So you got waiting lists, right? You got waiting lists. And the people who are the least, what they call least salvageable, the ones who are the most sick, they're going to be waiting 2 years to get treatment. Because these resources are limited. Let me, oh no, it ended. Oh no. Okay. All right, brown noise, I could deal with that. Okay, there we go. Let me put it this way. Say you want to, let's go by Mom Dami's model, right? But let's give it away. Let's say Mom Dami's model is adopted nationwide. Every public grocery store, privately owned, public isn't anybody can go in. What I mean is that every privately owned grocery store becomes a public entity owned by the government. And they're just going to give away food. Huh, okay. Just going to give it away, all right? Well, now you remove competition. That's a problem. Who provides health care? People. It's a service. So, number one, when you advocate for a single-payer system, you're advocating for slavery because you are telling people that they are entitled to another person's time and labor. That's number one. So that's kind of a problem. If you have a problem with slavery, you should really, really, really have a problem with single-payer healthcare. Okay, but number two problem is that, like with the publicly owned grocery stores, if you suddenly remove all competition in regards to supply, what's going to happen to prices? So you got a farmer. Before, he had 1,000 different vendors. All right? And so he could pick and choose who he supplied to. Okay, they give me an extra 5 cents per head of lettuce than everybody else. I'm going to go with them. That's gone. Now you are at the whims of one grocery store as a farmer. So you got to take what they give you. So if they want to offer you 10 cents below, 20 cents below what you were getting before per head of lettuce, guess what? You got no choice. You got to take it. Well, what is the result of that? Farmers are going to say, the hell with this. I can't make any money. It costs me more money to grow the lettuce, ship the lettuce, get the lettuce to the government-owned grocery store. It costs me more to do that than I'm getting in return. So I'm paying money now. I'm losing money. And I'll be broke by the end of this growing season doing that. Well, you go out of business because you're not making enough money now to stay in business. So what happens? Food shortages. Food shortages. And then you got bread lines, like what you ended up with in Soviet Russia and every other friggin' pinko commie country that centralized the ways and means of production into the hands of the government. Another problem is the de-incentivization. Well, how does that work with doctors? Well, now doctors have to invest a lot of money to become a doctor. And why did they do that? Because they know that eventually it's going to pay off, baby. I'm going to get a big salary, and it will be commensurate with my merit, my skill, with my ability. That goes out the window. Before, the doctor had thousands, tens of thousands of choices. I could work at this hospital. I could work at that hospital. I could open my own clinic. I could make, whatever I wanted, commensurate with my skill level and whatever the market wanted to pay. That goes out the window with single payer. The only provider now is Big Daddy government, Uncle Sam, baby. Now you've got to take what they give you. Who the hell's going to become a doctor then? We are going to pay all doctors the same amount. We have come to the conclusion, comrades, that this is how much doctors should make. It doesn't matter how good or bad you are as a doctor, you get the same salary. Because it's all about equality, baby. Ha, ha, ha. You're going to get really bad doctors when you get any, because there's no incentivization. I'm going to go to school, college for 4 years, medical school for 4 years. I'm going to intern. I'm going to do residency for 4 years. Then I got to intern. It's like 16 years before I can start to see any real money. Why the hell would I do any of that? I want to make this measly government salary. It's not dependent on my merit anymore. Who's going to do that? So when you add single payer, the quality of healthcare suffers. The availability of healthcare suffers. And so you can have wait lists. It's got to be partitioned out, baby. Slowly. Because there's no incentive to become a doctor. It's all free. The supply is going to go down. More people are going to suffer than in a free market system. It's a horrible system. It's a horrible system. And that's what this Mamdani guy is pushing in New York City with those stupid government-owned grocery stores. What an idiotic idea. So dumb. And also limits the availability. I mean, if you're just giving something away willy-nilly, it would be like you have these nationwide free grocery stores. Let's actually make a one-to-one comparison between single-payer healthcare and grocery stores. Let's say all of a sudden all food is free. I don't know how the hell that works because farmers got to work to produce it. They got to put time. They got to put money. They have to put labor into growing that food. They got to have the land to do it. I don't know how you make it free, but let's make it free. We're going to give away endless T-bone steaks, baby. Well, you're going to run out of T-bones real quick. You're going to have people pulling up to that grocery store owned by the government with freaking flatbeds, load them up with free T-bones, and there's no more T-bones. No more. They're all gone. Where'd the T-bones go? Well, some dude just loaded up a semi, They were free. He drove a couple hundred miles. Now he's selling T-bones. Now he's selling T-bones for dirt cheap. It's just so stupid. It leads to black markets. And, these ideas are so dumb. And they've been tried again and again and again. They got people, these democratic socialists. Well, that wasn't real socialism. Because it doesn't map to my ideal that I have into my head of what real socialism is. No, this is how socialism plays out in reality. It doesn't play out in the fairy tale fantasy land way that you have concocted in your smooth brain, my friend. Anyway, Forgive my rant. uh, Pocket Marmo. Universal healthcare for everybody except MAGA. Hello, Solar Flare. How you doing? Brother Weaver, what is your thought on communes? I know the commies like it, but a group can save so much cost living like people should. I mean, if you want to do a commune, go ahead. You're free to do so in America. I should remind you that they don't work, generally, because the least productive people graft off of the labor of the most productive. So it encourages a sloth and indolence. Pocket Marmo, Donald Trump is a consummate BS artist. I would agree. Lubble says, wait, is this guy seriously promoting capitalism while pushing down communism? Oh, that's a big good lie. Well, if I support capitalism, then I obviously am against communism. Doke Tordano, I would rather everyone get care than be treated like a princess. Yeah, but everybody doesn't get care. A single-payer system, very few people actually get care. Doke Tor, okay, we could subsidize doctors the way we subsidize Nazi data centers. That's just communism. That's just redistribution. You're going to run out of other people's money. You do realize that the majority of taxes are paid by the rich and wealthy doctors and other people that are rich and wealthy, right? Like you de-incentivize the wealthiest among us, you don't have any more dollars to redistribute, yo. You're then just printing money on an ever-decreasing amount of resources, which just drives down the value of that money even further. Philosopher for Truth is a mixed economy, a form of capitalism. It's called crony capitalism, what we have right now, which isn't capitalism at all. So no, it's not capitalism. Dr. Danomite? Do you even read chat? I do read chat, unless I'm going on a rant. And I get back to the chat after. Brother Weaver, we have not had capitalism since the 1910s. Correct. Once we instituted a central banking system, which is a platform of the Communist Manifesto, we threw out capitalism. Dr. Danomite Mondami is my favorite. Mono, oh God. I think this guy might be a troll. Lobo says communism is about not about giving away things for free. Of course it is. Oh, you're right in that sense. Nothing's free. That's just an illusion. That's not what this new government scheme is about. You're just ignorant. Oh, right. No arguments. So, yeah, just ad hom attacks. You're ignorant. It's all murr. Yeah, okay, buddy. Whatever, pal. Yeah, I'm ignorant. Okay. I guess I missed a lot of comments. I got to scroll back more now. Oh, boy. I might have to... Yeah, there's too many comments. I missed something here. Lubble, you wouldn't know social if it whacked you in the face. Okay. Dr. Dynamite, the least productive people are in charge. Yes, that's true. I mean, when it comes to being pandered to, there's a lot of truth to that. Dr. Dynamite, good, the rich should pay more. No, they shouldn't. Wealth hoarding is the problem. No, it's not. Wealth is created. It's not redistributed. Unless you think no new wealth has ever been created in the history of man. You think we're creating the same amount of wealth now that we were 100 years ago? Well, I can't help you. Solar flare made Earth collapse like watching a giant fall. I don't know. A giant falling slowly? Shane Cashman, do you think America went to hell when they got rid of Italian-American organization? Should be on. Just ignore the commies. Yeah. Okay. Some people are flooding chat. Short timeout for you. Did that help? A little. But not much. These people are not, you're not, so this room is to ask questions, not to come in and spout your political ideologies. This is a room, this is a live stream for helping you solve real world problems. You are not following the prompt, so you're out. Follow the prompt, and you're allowed back. It's short timeout, 10 minutes. Learn to read, okay? Room has a prompt for a reason. You're off subject. I think I'm going to have to hit the head. I got to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. This stream is called Ask a Philosopher, not Tell a Philosopher. Don't come in and preach to me about your commie pinko ideology. Ask a question or get out. I'll be right back. Wait. Yeah, I'll be right back. Sorry about that. But when nature calls, you can't put it off forever. You gotta go. You gotta go, baby. But yeah, look, if this was a political live stream, sure, but that's not why I'm here. That's not what this. That's not what this stream is for. Read the prompt. Ask a philosopher, not tell a philosopher. Okay. So tiresome. I don't feel like arguing with nitwits. Okay. D2 solar flare made Earth. Have other countries distanced themselves from America? Well, what countries are we talking about and why? I don't know what you mean by distance. Distance. Brother Weaver, I've heard you explain the red pill, blue pill. Are there other pills? Like the black pill's kind of like a nihilistic approach or something like there's no hope. Right? Yes, I'm eating. Sue me. Either I eat while I'm streaming or I turn back on the Be Right Back screen. So, you know, you never seen somebody eat? Just deal with it. But Jefferson Electric, realist, do you think Styx is incapacitated? Somewhat. I think he's blotto. I think Styx is blasted out of his mind on cheap booze. Lawn clippings? No. I'll tell you what I think about Stick Hexenhammer. I think he is gorging himself on vodka, and that's why he's not eating. And he's slowly dying. How long can you survive on booze? I don't know. I guess we will find out. I guess we'll find out. Apparently, you can live a long time on vodka, but not indefinitely. Maybe I should have kicked the commies out. They were the only ones commenting. Wow, that's a lot of comments. But no, the problem with the single payer crap is that you have to ration the healthcare, okay? When you disincentivize the most productive people among you from actually benefiting and being able to rise up based on their own labor, they stop laboring, which makes sense. Mm-mm-mm. Comments have died. I don't see any new comments. Everybody left? I just didn't feel like quibbling with communists, all right? Is beef jerky good for energy? Yeah, I mean, beef jerky's good food as long as it doesn't have too many preservatives in it. Well, yeah. Brother Weaver, do you have any particular view on designer babies, genetic engineer offspring? I think it's a bad idea. I think it's a bad idea. I don't think genetic engineering is good. I think it should probably be illegal. In fact, it should be illegal. Yeah. I don't think it's a good thing. You ever see the movie Gattaca? I mean, you want a glimpse into a future where genetic engineering is allowed, watch that movie. Shane Cashman sounds like something I saw in a horror movie. Yeah, I'm not a fan of genetic engineering, okay? I'm really not. So, evolution is very complicated. Human beings evolve and change over time based on environmental pressures. And so, if you start playing God and subjectively trying to change aspects of the human genome based upon your own subjective metric of what is good or bad, you really have no idea what kind of changes you were introducing into the human gene pool. It's a bad idea, okay? Really, really bad. It should be illegal globally. Genetic engineering, bad. Talk about the epitome of a slippery slope, okay? Not a good idea at all. My brother Weaver, sodium's fine. Salt is not the enemy. Well, I mean, unless you're on a carb diet, right? If you're on a carnivore diet like I am, you're going to have a very hard time maintaining enough of a sodium level to stay effectively functional. Okay. Um, you're not going to develop any kind of issues with too much sodium intake. If you're on a carbohydrate diet, however, yes, it's a problem. You have to moderate how much sodium you take in. For a carnivore diet, it's not something you ever have to consider. Um, pork rinds. Pork rinds are good. I mean, again, I'm on a carnivore diet. The kind of things I would snack on, you might not want to be eating. I mean, I'm eating right now. I'm eating a half pound of sausage and cheese. Yeah. Give me a sec. Okay, done. Mm. Yeah, I eat a very specific diet, man. I can't tell you what to snack on. Okay, chocolate's good. Okay, not milk chocolate, but like baker's chocolate. That's very good. Brother Weaver, I love my ice cream. Can still make it work with the carnivore. No, too much carbohydrates. Although I have heard there are some like protein ice creams that don't have carbs. I don't know how that works, but I guess it's a thing. As for beef jerky, you can find largely preservative free beef jerky on Amazon. Shane Cashman. Gout, I have no problems. I've been on this diet for 3 years, baby. I don't have gout. Just get some vitamin C supplements. Just get vitamin C pills, man. I usually forget to take them. I haven't had any issues. I need to remember more, but otherwise, no. I wouldn't worry about it, man. Again, you're not on my diet, so I don't recommend you eat any of the stuff I eat. Not in any large amount. Unless you want to give up carbohydrates, which most people can't do. If they just spend a lifetime on carbohydrates and they're sugar fiends, they're sugar addicts, so they can't do it. Dude, I just eat Hillshire Farms summer sausage. That's it. I mean, that's not all I mean, that's like what I just ate. Like some of that and some um, uh, mozzarella cheese. Okay, folks, the prompt for this show is solving real world problems. If you have a problem, be it family or friends, maybe somebody in your family you don't like, don't get along with, problem with work, social issue, life issue, maybe not financial issue, I can help. So bring it on. I don't want to talk about snack foods. The hell does that have to do with the subject at hand? No offense. Ooh, that's good. Let me see. Shane Cashman, Chappy Chap. Will you eat shrimp? Sure. It's just protein. I don't, but I could. I eat salmon every day. Thomas Ladders, I just got a tooth pull. Can't carnivore on a liquid salt diet. Sure you can. Liquid diet? What? Why would you need a liquid diet if you get a tooth pull? Can't be that bad. You big baby? Shane Cashman, I think I could eat like a cannibal. I think you mean carnivore when it comes to certain meats, if not all meats. My problem is, as you know, the ability to afford it. You're looking at about $300 to $400 a month for a pretty base level standard carnivore diet. Brother Weaver, I'm a needle phobe. I can take a. Okay. I can take an IV in my wrist. Oh, IV, but not at my butt or. I don't know if that's a bad thing. We're really not designed to have stuff stuck into our skin. I don't think there's a cure for that. I don't know. I mean, I used to be afraid of needles, but just look away. Not needles, but like getting blood drawn, but I just don't think about it. I just zone out and try to detach myself from, you know, all my thoughts and feelings and be mindless. Enter a state of mindlessness, and then they stick you and it's over with, right? I mean, what's the saying? A brave man dies once, but a coward dies 1,000 times. I mean, it's usually your fear that's the problem, right? What is it? So fear is often worse than the thing you're afraid of, right? The fear is what'll get you killed, cause you to hesitate and such at the wrong moment. In regards to the things like you're talking about, I mean, you're overly focusing on the fear response, and so it's the fear that's your problem, not the needle. Did you eat a thrasher shark? Probably. I don't care. Why would I not eat shark, dude? It's meat. I'm all for meat, but you gotta understand, my diet is mostly fat, yo. There's not much fat in a shark. Or maybe there is. I don't know. But I eat very fatty meat, right? La Chazar L140. Which came first, chicken or the egg? I've heard what this old thing. There's really no right answer, man. I mean, the chicken, because it has to lay the egg. The chicken would have had to come first in some form or another. I don't think the egg came out of the primordial ooze. The egg, i.e., the methodology of procreation for the animal that laid the egg, was an evolutionary adaptation. So the chicken came first. And by the way, it wasn't a chicken. The very first life forms were not chickens. Anyway, next. Chappy Chap, sharks are metal. Well, they got a lot of like heavy metals. Isn't there like mercury? Like you don't want to eat a lot of fish because too much mercury? Good answer, buddy. Well, I hope so. That's like, anyway. I guess a good question if you're trying to test out somebody's philosophical acumen, I guess. But anyway, yeah. It's better than asking me what my credentials are. What are your credentials to talk? All right, anyway. I like that question better, though, than a lot of these others. asking me about what beef jerky to eat. Man, give me a break. Jab, jab. Would you eat plankton? Can you even see plankton? Aren't they microscopic? Aren't they like very tiny? Okay, why does the chicken... Why is it... What, does the chicken doesn't change with the time following your theory? What do you mean by change? I mean, lots of animals haven't evolved beyond where they are now because they're perfectly evolved for their environment. I mean, all evolution is a response to environmental pressure. Well, if the environmental pressures stay the same and they don't change, then you're not going to have evolution. Evolution isn't some like better or worse. It's just adaptation in line with the environmental pressures. So, yeah, that's fine. Oh, we have 600 drop frames. That's how much? Ooh, 30 frames per second. That's 20 seconds of drop frame. That's not good. That's not horrible either. It could be worse. Chicken can't fly very good. Well, yeah. That's because of evolution. They flew at one time. That's why they have wings. By the way, they still use their wings to help themselves run very fast. They can get some lift, just not enough to fly. But they get more than enough lift to make them able to run very fast on their little legs. That's why they still have wings, because they use them. Because they serve a function. They serve a purpose. If they serve zero purpose, the chicken wouldn't have them no more. Well, I mean, they might still have them. They might lose them eventually. Evolution takes millions of years, man. It takes a long time. Maybe in a million years, chickens won't have wings. I don't know. Depends on how much they use them, how much utility they have. If something has utility and serves a purpose, a biological being will keep it. If it doesn't, they'll lose it. We used to have a tail. It doesn't serve a purpose anymore. We don't have a tail anymore. I saw a chicken chase a squirrel. Chickens can move pretty fast, yo. You notice whenever they run, they're flapping their wings, right? Yeah, it gives them some lift. They can run real fast. You ever try to catch a chicken? Pretty tough, yo. They can run real fast. They do like a half fly, half run thing, right? Helps them survive. They're quick little buggers, yeah. Chappy chap, I think in enough amounts they're visible. Okay. But, I mean, so what? Giga TY wing. I eat 4 eggs a day from 4 hens and it's the middle of winter. Okay. Yeah, I eat 6 eggs a day. Shane Cashman, I want to buy some chickens. Well, go ahead. Have fun taking care of them. Have fun taking care of them, yo. Yeah, I eat eggs, fish, cheese, sausage, bacon. Yeah. All the fatty meats. It's good for you. I don't know why we're talking about diet, but Chappy Chat, whales live off them. Yeah, but dude, the whales that live off of them have mouths that are bigger than you and me. They're able to filter like hundreds of thousands of them at a time, yo. Like, you get enough of them, millions of them at a time. Yeah, they add up. My mouth ain't that big. Well, they'll keep laying in winter if they have enough warmth. It's all about their environment, right? You know. Latches are, yeah, they're the same as 300 years ago, of course. The environmental pressures haven't changed, Matt. They're perfectly adapted evolutionarily for the environment they live in. We just lost more frames. Holy crap. That's not good. Let me close up. Yeah. All right, I just closed up my white noise window. Maybe that'll help. I don't know. Losing a lot of frames here. Oh shit, we just lost more frames. This is not good. I think I might want to restart this. I don't know. It's not good, man. Losing too many frames. All right, let me restore chat. That's an extra window that's been open, so maybe that's part of the problem. I don't know. Yeah, I'm losing a lot of frames here. Brother Weaver, diets affect our moods, of course, which is why our IQ is down. Yeah. Chappy chap. Giga Wing. If Sticks got chickens, he would go through a honeymoon period of posting, then laying every day. Yeah. Chappy chap. Yeah, we'd never stop hearing about his chickens. I don't disagree. That's why he talks about so much stupid crap. He has no life. Brother Weaver, are you saying we're adapting to a carb-based diet? No. And was originally a meat-fat diet? Yes. How long will this evolution take? Millions of years. Evolution takes millions of years. We've only been doing this agrarian crap for about 10,000 years. Before that, it was animal-based. That's why we do so much better on fats than carbs. Shane Cashman, I'm extremely hungry. That's why I'm talking about food. Well, I would go eat something then. That's a solution. Yes, Chappy Chap. I've noticed he has stopped wearing the pirate hat. Yes. He's given up on life, man. Dude has given up. Stick Saxon Hammer 666 has given up on life. That is correct. Dude is thrown in the towel. And by the way, I don't feel like I've won anything. I just want him to turn himself in so he can get sober. That's all. No, he just posted. So somebody told me, I can't read your name, Cowhan O Merchadha. Somebody told me he just posted on Twitter as a sign of life to let us know he's still there. Chappy Chap, the hat was the end of him. Yeah. Shane Cashman, I don't have anything. My dad had to pay the bank back $20K because he got scammed. Oh, God. Maybe your dad shouldn't be in charge of his own money. Chappy Chap, the day he put that on, it was all downhill. I agree. Brother Weaver, today it seems we eat out of habit, and I think 3 meals a day is too much. Nah, dude, I eat like 5, 6 times a day, but, you know, smaller meals. Kevin O. I don't need to know your real name. Just eat when you're hungry. It's not too complicated. You get hungry, you eat. You're not hungry, you don't eat. I mean, I don't see what's too complicated about that, man. Let's talk about diet. What are the good questions? Yes, there is such a thing as dumb questions. There's certainly such a thing as not good questions or uninteresting questions. Maybe I should call this the carnivore diet stream. It's not a subject that gets a lot of asses in the street, in the seats, as it were. Let me see. More drop frames. Oh. I don't know why I'm having drop frames. This is weird. Shane Cashman. I know. My dad, he didn't trust me to handle his finances, but it would be so much easier for all of us if he did. Well, what's wrong with your dad? Is he like mentally challenged or something, or what? Is he a drunk? Cowman, how awesome would it be to have Dog the Bounty Hunter get sticks? Isn't that guy dead? I thought Dog the Bounty Hunter was dead. Isn't he dead? Shane Cashman, my dad likes to gamble and drink. I don't know what to tell you there, buddy. You can't fix that. Only he can fix that. So, yeah. Chappy Chap. Oh, you should just take over his finances then. Yeah, but he can't. Not without like a court or something. Good luck with that. Brother Weaver, being single, what is your thoughts on pets as companions? Do we give them too much adoration? I don't have any pets. I'm not against owning them, though. Like, if you think it would improve your quality of life or you just like to have them, go ahead. I don't see a problem with it. Shane Cashman, but he's working a second job recently and getting his stuff together. Well, that's good. Cowhan. Oh, I thought his wife died. Whose wife? Sticks? No, Sticks' wife didn't die, man. He just left her. That's all. Sticks is still alive. I know. You know, Chappy Chap, dogs are man's best friend. Oh, I don't know about that. I think some people give dogs too much attention and praise. Mostly women, though. Dill Pick. What makes someone a true philosopher? They practice philosophy. Next. On a regular basis, mind you. Regularly. What makes anyone anything? Well, they do that thing. You are what you do. Oh, Dog the Bounty Hunter. He's still alive? I don't know. Oh, his wife died. Yeah, his wife was a chunky monkey. Yeah. She was a big girl. Not surprised. But he's still alive? Okay. Man, I don't know. I think that show was fake, by the way. Wasn't it fake? Might have been fake. Yeah, cops. You know, police. Philosophers philosophize. I mean, pretty simple. I mean, that doesn't speak to how good they are at something. That just speaks to what they are. Just because you practice philosophy doesn't mean you're a good philosopher. It just means you're a philosopher. It could be a bad one as well. Cowhan, I wonder how much money we would need to raise to get Dog the Bounty Hunter to haul in Sticks. Well, you can't haul. There's no bounty for him. There's no bounty for Sticks, though. So you couldn't. There's no amount of money. There's no bounty, right? I don't know where this idea got started, but there is no bounty for Sticks. Okay, you got to keep that in mind. He's too low priority, man. They don't generally put out bounties for some dude that broke probation, right? Yeah. Yeah, we actually had the guy in here last night. I was doing a rundown of the Kiwi farms, and we actually had the guy in here who banged Styx's ex-girlfriend, Samantha. Yeah. I guess he felt the need to come in and defend himself. I don't know, man. That Samantha broad's pretty nasty. She's a nasty, hateful piece of work. I can't imagine any dude wanting to bang that. He must have been real desperate. Or seeking attention. I don't know. That's some crazy stuff, though. I mean, good on him for coming in if that was him, but I'm surprised he didn't want to talk about it more. He came in and said that it was him. I guess maybe I should have asked him more questions. I thought I asked him quite a few. He didn't seem to want to talk about it very much, though. What are you going to do? Yeah, the stream ain't going too well. The last time we did this went better. Last week was better than this. Nobody's coming in to ask questions. Chappy chap, that lady is revolting. Yeah, man. Yeah, I talked to her in DMs. She's not a nice person. Brother Weaver, do you see philosophy more of a personal, individual choice, or can it be applied to a large group? No, philosophy is just, a modality of thought. That's it. And, applying it correctly. So it's just properly using your mind to assess reality. It's not really all that complicated in the sense that, well, certainly difficult. The mind is a tool, baby. Philosophy is about maximizing it to best understand reality as a whole or specific aspects of it. Chappy Chap, if Sam cries, we're hoping the woods, the sticks hear it. Depends. How good is Styx' hearing? Where is Styx in relation to Sam? Is it windy or not windy? How loud is she yelling? Lots of different factors affect whether or not Styx would hear Sam. Jake Cashman, I really don't know what to ask. That's okay. I'm in a situation where most of my issues will most likely be resolved in the future. I'm just waiting for the opportunity. I told you to get yourself a scooter. They're like an electric scooter or something, man. So you can be more mobile and travel and maybe get some work, right? Then you save some money. Scooter becomes a car. Car becomes a better car. It's a baby step process, man. Good electric scooter will take you 8-10 miles, baby. CJ, hey, how you doing, CJ? Didn't know you were here. Shane Cash from my dad ignored me when I brought it up. Where the hell do you live anyway? There's nothing near you? Like you're that far from anything? Why are you so reliant on your dad? Where's your mom? By the way, don't you have a mom or something? Can't ask your mom for help? Oh, wait, did she pass? I mean, if she did, my apologies. I don't know. I don't remember. My memory sucks, man. Well, for some things, anyway. You don't have any resources? I mean, gotta be something you could do. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Shane. Jeez. And maybe that explains why he drinks. That's a rough loss, man. I don't even know I don't know what resources you have available to you, so I really can't comment. I mean, so for me to give you any kind of prescription, I would need to know a lot more. I need to know where you live, not state or anything, but like geographically in relation to other places. Like if you're out in the middle of podunk nowhere, where you walk 5 miles in any direction and there's nothing, that presents a unique set of problems. My dad is moving back in a month. What do you mean moving back? Moving back to where? Wait, moving back? What do you mean moving back? Why isn't he? I don't know, man. We'll have to talk outside of here. We can't talk about this here. Too much information. You have to send me an email. I'll send you a list of questions. You answer the questions, and then we'll move on from there. You're better at you're certainly better at asking questions than you are at answering them. That's for sure. He drank before she died. It's probably because he lives so far from his hometown. Don't make excuses. He drinks because he drinks, because he chooses to drink. Don't you have any grandparents? Do you have grandparents? CJ, confirming the consequent fallacy is my favorite. Yeah. Chappy Chappy was like Bad Santa. Okay, so Shane, I need to know where you live in relation to towns, businesses, anything that you could do to get work. Is there anything near you? Is there anything close by where you could do odd jobs? Something. Do you have anything you can sell? Do you have anything of value that could maybe raise funds? No, they died when I was really little. Oh, jeez. You have any friends in the area? You have any neighbors, like farmers or something who need help? I don't know. I don't know where you live. You're not giving me any information. I can only give advice if I have information. Okay, if I don't have enough information, I can't really help. There's a farm down the road. Where the hell do you live? I mean, you sound like you're in the middle of nowhere, man. There's a farm down the road. Well, he has no a cow hand. He has no transportation. The first thing he needs is some kind of transportation. He said he's like about 10 miles away from the city. Uh, so the cheapest form of transportation would work. I recommended so you can have a bike and you can attach a gas powered motor. There are adapter kits. You can get like a 100, 150 horsepower, two stroke, even a four stroke motor. You get up to 30, 40 miles an hour with one of those. Get 70 miles to the gallon. But you got to be willing to ride a bike, which isn't a big deal. It's motorized, gets you where you need to go. After a few months of that, maybe you save up enough money to buy a car. Maybe a junky car, but it's a car. I live in an unincorporated town 10 miles from the city. Well, there you go. So there's nothing there. It's unincorporated. Yeah, okay. So there's nothing there. There's no gas stations. There's no nothing. You say there's a farm down the road. Do you know the people on this farm? Is there any work you could do there? Have you asked? The thing is, if you want to solve problems, you need to be proactive about the solution. You can't just continually make excuses for why you can't do this or why you can't do that. You just got to get to it. Like, you're never going to find a solution if you don't get off your ass and try. I'm not trying to give you a hard time. What I'm saying is that there've got to be options. You're just not exploring them, whether it be from pride, from fear of rejection. I don't know. There's got to be something. Got to be. Shane Cashman, I did, and I've talked about things. We'll work things out when he gets back. What, his job requires him to travel? CJ says, open you up a glory. Oh, God, dude, come on. Dactor Dynamite. Would you call a guy telling you he can't run because his leg was broken lazy? If his leg's broken? No, because he can't run. If he can't run, he can't run. What an odd question. I sense a false conflation coming here. Shane Cashman, no, he was living somewhere else because my mom kicked him out. I thought you said your mom was dead. What? Where are you living now? I'm guessing the mother passing was recent then? I thought you said you lived with your dad. Dr. Dynamite. Most of the people getting assistance are disabled or children. What do you mean assistance? By the way, Disabled. It's a pretty loose term. A lot of people on disability are just pretending. Like a lot of people getting disability, they just apply again and again and again until they get it, right? A lot of them are mentally disabled, or children. Well, children don't get, I mean, what are you talking about now? Assistance? Children? What are you talking about, like the foster system? Compositional fallacy. Shane Cashman. I'm living in my mom's house. I thought you said she was gone. Wait, didn't you just say your mom was dead? I'm confused. He lives in the house that his mom kicked the dad out of. Now he's letting the dad move back in because she's gone. Oh, okay. I don't know. Dr. Dynamite, you're a bad person. Okay. What evidence do you have that they are faking? What evidence do you have that they're not? Shane Cashman. She is, but I still live here. Oh, okay. All right. So she owned the house? I mean, how long ago did she pass? Dude, this is okay. We got to talk about this off stream because you're not very forthcoming, and it's like pulling teeth. I can't do this whole stream. I don't know. I mean, this is kind of inexact. It's very difficult to get any information out of you. Mr. Mom, thoughts? My cousin Ashley did this. I don't think it's a good idea. Women are not very productive. The truth of the matter is they take up more than half the workforce, but they don't really contribute much of anything. If you were to remove all the women from they just do busy work, man. All the work women do in the workforce right now, men could do and better. You wouldn't need to add any men to the workforce at all. You just take out all the women, the men would pick up the slack. The only reason women are in the workforce is to double the amount of people getting paid salaries, to cut wages in half so that you can tax double the amount of people. That's it. Chappy Chap, yes, and he lived there with her. She booted him out, and then she passed, and now he's coming back to live there? Who owns the house? My dad inherited the house? Oh, no. Oh, jeez. I see. Well, she had a house. There's nothing there that's of value. There's got to be something you can sell, right? That you can get some transportation. Uh-oh, we're losing mad. We're dropping frames, man. Big time. Dr. Dynamite, people like you push me further and further from capitalism. Well, what do you want me to tell you, pal? Buddy, I'm not against private charity. Okay? By the way, private charity used to take care of injured, disabled people, women whose husbands had died, better than the government. You want to do right by disabled people and kids? Get the government out of forced charity. Because the problem is forced charity, what you call entitlement programs, assistance, it's government funded, it's indiscriminate. It's indiscriminate. You need discriminate charity that assesses people on a case-by-case basis and determines whether or not they deserve charity to begin with. I.e., are they in the situation they're in through no fault of their own? Or are they in the situation they're in because of their own bad choices? I'm not against charity. And by the way, the government does it very inefficiently. They have to create this huge bureaucracy, which eats up most of the money that could go toward charitable giving anyway. It's like 90% of the money probably goes to infrastructure and to pay all these bureaucrats. Dude, you want to maximize the effectiveness of charity, put it back in the hands of the individuals who make the money in the first place, i.e. private. Used to be called community aid, and it worked very well, much better than government programs. Your mistake is placing your faith in the government. That's the mistake you're making via your socialist idealism. No. By the way, people give. People have always given. And when they have more money, guess what? They're more likely to give. But when they have nothing extra because of all these burdensome taxes to pay for your entitlement programs that mostly go to pay government employees in these bureaucracies, you actually get less effective charity. Does that make sense? If it doesn't, tell me what you don't understand and I'll explain it to you. If you can get out of your ideological bubble, you might learn something. Yes, we did. We had indiscriminate charity. I didn't say force. Community aid. Look it up. Community aid organizations. You got Google? Great. Yeah. I got news for you. The government charity is also for profit. What do you think's getting paid to those people that work in those bureaucratic jobs? That's profit. They're making money. Don't be an imbecile. Chappy Chap, your mom didn't have a car? I find that hard to believe. Shane Cashman knows she pawned everything off when I was little because of my dad's financial irresponsibility. Oh, God. Oh, geez. Chappy Chap, there are not even fruit trees you can pick and sell. There's nothing in the house? I mean, Dr. Dynamite. Okay, wasting my time. Chappy Chap, I have motorized bikes. I'll give you one. You just got to pay for the shipping. Boom. There you have an out. Dr. Dynamite. Yes, that's why I trust it. It's a job. Are you stupid? No. Because that incentivizes the government to incentivize being in need of charity. Right? Why do you think when you fund homelessness, you get more of it? Because the people in charge of disseminating the supposed aid to the homeless just encourage more homelessness. It's called a cottage industry. Oh, jeez. Shane Cashman, my mom didn't have a car. She had a stroke that impaired her vision. Oh, God. You mean like Styx pretends? Dr. Dynamite, lots of people don't have cars. That's true. That's true. Privileged man, baby. Ha, ha, ha. I love it. Shane Cashman. It got repoed. Oh, God. Calm hand. Damn Shane. You're up a creek without a paddle. Yeah. Can thank his father. Dr. Dynamite said, don't pay doctors or else they will cause you to get sick. Doctors don't make you get sick. What are you talking about? What's this guy talking about? He's not listening to anything I have to say. This chat is for people who will listen. Ayn Rand was great, man. What are you talking about? The only fantasy world is the one that you're dreaming up, pal. You're living in La La Land, buddy. La La Land. What's going on here? Something's wrong with my interface. Won't work. Something's wrong with my interface. Shane Cash, I'm going to see what happens when my dad moves in. Oh, I don't know, pal. Brother Weaver, have you seen the date matching show on YouTube, Pop the Balloon? I don't think this is the best way to meet women. Can we get a dunk of that show? Can you send me an email? It seems like people on here are incapable of emailing me stuff. For whatever reason. Try reloading the room. Maybe that'll fix this glitch I'm having. Having some kind of glitch here. Thank you. I mean, Chappy Chap, I hate that show, but it's funny. I wanted to put the guy in just a 5 minute timeout because he was annoying, but it's not letting me for some reason. Cowhand, you can't wait on anyone else, Shane. You have to make things happen somehow. That's correct. You can't sit around and wait for dad. He's right about that. You can choose to be a victim or you can choose not to. By the way, your dad doesn't seem like a guy that's got his act together, buddy. Like, well, how are you living? I'm confused. How long ago did your mother pass? And how are you making ends meet? Like, is he helping you? Is he providing some kind of aid? I would hope so. He must be, but it's obviously not enough. I don't know. Your dad doesn't sound to me like somebody who cares very much about other people. It sounds to me like your dad is very much concerned with himself and nobody else. It sounds like he did you and your mom dirty. And unless he's actually repentant and wants to right the wrongs of his past, I don't see him helping you very much. So I don't know if you're going to get help from this guy. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. What I'm seeing is a guy that's just looking for somewhere to uh, lay his hat, and that's it. I don't even know what this guy does for a living. You said he'll be there in a month. What is he, a truck driver or something? What does he do for a living that requires him to be like? By the way, where was he living? If he wasn't living with you guys, where was he living? And why is he coming back now? How long has he been gone? When did he get kicked out? How long was it just you and your mom? And why is he moving there now? So he'll have a cheap place to live? Is it so he can reconnect with you, repair your relationship, make up for his past wrongdoings? Or is it just so that he can have somewhere to flop? I mean, what is it? What is this guy's motivations? Why is he coming there in the first place? What is it he hopes to achieve? I mean, it would really help for me to know what this guy's personal motivations are, if you even know what they are. There's a lot of questions, man, and you're not asking them. Shane Cash in 2022, my dad pays for the bare minimum. $80 for grocery, power, water. I mean, if the house doesn't have a payment on it, then that's, and I don't know where you live, that's like barely enough. $80 a week? It's got to be a week, not a month. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. It doesn't sound to me like your dad is all that interested. In fact, I don't know, man. Did you, he inherited the house, not you? You have no ownership at all? Why would your mom do that? Why wouldn't she leave it to you? Chappy Chap, do you have room for chickens? Psst. Chappy Chap, start selling eggs, farm fresh to the road. My dad used to live with this old man that he was taking care of. Oh my God, dude. Dude, you gotta get out. You gotta get out. Dude. Okay, look, I'm gonna do some research, man. Are you, like, I don't even know how old you are, Shane. I don't remember if you told me. Maybe you did. I got stroke brain, man, okay? So I don't remember some things. 22, 23. I don't remember how old you are. You don't want to tell us, that's fine. You can email me all this stuff if you don't want to say in chat. Chappie's 47. Shut up, man. Stop. Stop. This is serious. You have to be able to be serious sometimes, man, okay? Shane says she didn't want my dad to own this house. She was scared to death of him getting this house. Then why didn't she have a will that left it to you? No, he's not 47. He's like, dude, how old are you? Can you tell us, or do you not want to share those details? If you don't want to share those details, that's fine. I'm 23. My dad was kicked out when I was 5. Holy crap. He's been gone 18 years? And your mom, in that whole amount of time, never made a will. Dude. Like attracts like. Your mom was kind of irresponsible, too. I'm not speaking ill of the deceased. Well, I'm trying not to, but, dude. Your mom wasn't all that responsible either. She should have left a will. Nobody would take care of her to get a will. What about you? You couldn't call up. You could do it online. Oh, my God. You could do... Dude, you could do a video will. You don't have... Oh, my God. Do you not know that you could do a video will? You don't need a notary or nothing. You just record her last will and testament on a freaking cell phone. It's literally as good as a paper will in a court of law. It's a video will. Oh, God. Why don't people know these things? Dude, you get a cell phone. She tells the freaking... This is my last will and testament. I leave my house to my son. Ugh. It's like... That's all you had to do. Oh, my God. Well, how is he getting it then? Aren't they divorced? But why is he getting the house? If there was no will, why is he getting the house? Weren't they divorced? I mean, if they're divorced, he wouldn't get the house. You would get the house as the next of kin. Are you telling me they never divorced? In 18 years, they didn't divorce? Or was there a prior will that left it to him if she passed first, and then she never got it nullified? Some crazy stuff, man. They weren't legally separate. Oh. Heaven help me. Heaven help this kid. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Dude, why didn't you just... Do you realize that do you know that all you would have had to done, all you would have had to do is make a video will and you'd own the house? Did you not know that? You didn't realize that? You do know that a video will is admissible in a court, right? The reason there's a notary with a written will is because it's words on paper. You need the notary to verify the who is who and who's signing and who's witnessing. A video will is better. A video will works. Shane Cashman, no, but she probably wouldn't agree to it. Why not? What, does your mom hate you? Why would your mom leave you her house? You said she didn't want the dad getting it. Why wouldn't she want to leave it to you? I'm confused. Is anybody else confused? Does anybody feel like this is pulling teeth? I'm trying to get to the heart of things, but you don't really volunteer much info, man. This is really hard. Shane Cashman, she was in such a deteriorated state in the years leading up to her death. Why didn't you do this before? How long ago did she pass? How long has it been since she passed on? Jane Cashman, she wanted to get a will and leave it to me and my siblings. Video will. Record it. Cell phone. That's all you need is a cell phone. Fucking A. She's been dead 4 years? Okay, so she passed when you were 18. Jesus Christ. I really don't understand what's going on here. Okay, I guess there's no point in like trying to get you to rehash any of this or ask why didn't you do this, why didn't you do that, except as maybe some kind of teaching tool for people watching. But I don't get it. Dude, okay, you were 18, you're not that old, but you don't seem like a dummy to me. I mean, you could have Googled something. I don't know, man. I don't know. All right. Well, all right. So where are you at now? So there's nothing of value? Nothing in the house of value? Nothing? Yikes. Gotta be something. She didn't have any jewelry? She had no jewelry? Nothing? Your dad hawked that too? I still have trouble being taken seriously. By who? I'm taking you seriously. I mean, I'd take you more seriously if you were more forthcoming with information, but... Well, dude, what do you mean? I'm just having a hard time taking you seriously because there's a lot of... No, I'm taking you seriously, I think. Nothing of value. Oh, Jesus. All right, I'm going to have to think about this. I can't do this during the stream. There's a lot of guys. Well, who cares about your family? To hell with them. To hell with what they think. Screw them. Well, what family do you have left? You said your siblings. You have brothers and sisters? Where are they? You have older brother or sister? You have any older siblings? You said siblings, plural. There's got to be at least 2 of them. Where are these people? You have a brother and a sister. Okay, but there we go. There's something. Jesus, like fucking pulling teeth here. Dude! All right. You got a brother. You got a sister. Yeah, they're dealing with their own issues. Oh, dude, who cares? I very much doubt that their issues are as difficult as that. Okay, pal, you need some self-esteem, pal. That's what you need. You need some self-esteem. The way you talk, you don't value yourself. The problem is you don't take yourself very seriously, and you obviously don't value yourself very much. Why would you expect other people to do so? You need to start caring about yourself. Otherwise, why the hell would anybody else care about you, okay? I didn't ask you what issues they were dealing with. I'm concerned about your issues, which from my point of view seem pretty serious. Dealing with their own... Get the hell out of here. How old is your brother? No answer. Oh, Jesus. How old's your brother? How old's your sister? Didn't ask about their issues. Don't care. Your brother's 39? Dude! Does he live nearby? Does he live in the same state? Is he married? Does he have a home of his own? Is he at least not homeless? Does he give a crap about you? Sister's 21. Oh, boy. Where's your brother? And why can't he help you out? And I don't want to hear about his issues. If he's not dead and he has a home, you should be able to stay with him. He should help you out. He's family. Again, I don't want to hear about his issues. You're caring more about other people than you are about yourself. That needs to stop. You probably got that from caring for your mother for so long. Shane Cashman, he has been kicked out by his girlfriend due to financial issues. He stays at my cousin's. Why can't you stay at your cousin's? Huh? Why can't they help you out? Have you asked? You need to ask. You just start thinking about yourself more than other people, man. Sounds like your older brother is getting more help than you. By your logic, he should have went and lived in the gutter so as not to inconvenience his cousin. That's your logic. Meanwhile, your brother is looking out for number one in his mind, himself. You need to start doing the same. This house is still all right. Until your dad gets there, he'll probably sell it. And then go to the casino. Dude! Your father sounds like a layabout drunken bum. He sounds like a bum. I'm sorry. But somebody got to tell you the truth. Your dad sounds like a total complete loser, okay? You need to get out of that house. And I'm going to tell you, when that guy comes back to that house, he's probably going to sell it. Okay? He's probably going to sell it. Or even if he moves in, your life is going to be miserable. And I don't know how much help you think you're going to get from this guy. I don't know what he's doing for work now. He said before he was living with some old guy, and the old guy was paying him in the form of room and board. I mean, I don't know what your dad is doing for a living now. But it sounds to me like he cares more about the booze and his vices than he does you. Change the locks. He can't do that. He doesn't own the house. I blame your mom partially. She should have planned ahead. And that's just a fact. Where were your siblings, man? They were gone? And they left you there to take care of mom while they lived their own lives? Yo, middle child syndrome, man. You're like the sacrificial lamb. Oh, my God. Shane Cashman, there's a lot to this situation that's difficult to explain. Yeah, no shit. No kidding. Shane Cashman, my dad moving in isn't an issue. You say that now. He knows better than to sell the house. What do you mean he knows better? He doesn't sound like he knows very much. He knows better. Shane Cashman, my mom died before my sister left, but after my brother left. Yeah, well, your brother sounds like a real class act. No, pal. He should be helping you out. Why doesn't your brother move back in with you? If the house is empty, why didn't he live there and help you out? I don't get it. Wow. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot I don't know, obviously. Very fractured family, it sounds like, man. Shane Cashman, most of this stuff doesn't make sense to a rational person because these people are irrational. It's a good thing for them. They found somebody like you who was rational and self-sacrificing. Unfortunately, they don't have those qualities like they're supposed to as parents. So you're like the parent. Oh, man. And now you got nothing. All right. Email me what state you're in. Maybe I can do something to help you out. I don't know. I'm going to have to look into it. I don't know. I have limited resources at the moment, but I'll do what I can. I'll see. We'll talk in email. I don't know if I still have your email. I'll have to look through my old messages, but email me again. I'm going to have to sit down and thought map this stuff out and come up with some kind of plan for you. but I'm going to need even more information. I'll come up with something to help you. But you got to follow my advice. I mean, to date, you haven't really been listening, it seems. And when I say listen, I mean you do what I say. You don't make excuses. Jeez. Dude, I'm telling you. You need to be worried about your dad moving in. Yeah, Cowhan is right. Like I said before, dude, you're not worried about your dad moving in. I am. When was the last time you saw this guy? He left when you were 5. You don't know this guy. You don't know this guy from Adam. Why would you trust him now? I think this is just wishful thinking on your part, man. I think you're biased because he's your dad. I'm not biased. I'm telling you, you should be worried, my friend. Cowhand, you don't want to end up like Sticks. Shane Cashman, there's some things I have difficulty explaining in text. That's fine. Oh, Jesus. Dude, you can record it. All right. I mean, you know that you can, almost any laptop has an audio recorder, right? So you can record audio, all right, since you're not very good at writing, and then you can email it as an attachment. That's easier. There you go. I saw my dad last week. Oh, God. Oh, boy. Yeah. And how'd that go? Did he give you any money? By the way, this guy was out of your life for 18 years. Didn't he pay any child support? Obviously not. Oh, when he could. And let me guess, Mom was too nice to make the court, to go to the court and have the court make him pay child support, right? Yeah. This dude owes you hundreds of thousands of dollars. Probably. The least he could do is kick you a few $100 to get some transportation. I mean, even for a few $100s, you could buy like a small scooter that can go, 30, 40 miles an hour. You didn't pay official child support. How did I guess that? How did I know? This guy owes you big time. Why don't you tell him that? Dude, you got to get some balls. You got to get some balls. I realize you grew up without a father. Really, honestly, you did. He wasn't there. You didn't have a real male role model. So you don't know how to man up really effectively. That's not your fault per se, but you're a grown-up man now. It's your job to shape and mold yourself, even if you are lacking in tools. Well, I'm giving them to you. You got to man up. Say, yo, pal, you were gone 18 years. Whatever you did pay was not nearly enough, nearly as much as you should have been. You owe me big time. I need this, okay? And you're going to give it to me. It's that simple. Oh, yeah, need to come. Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, it's how you phrase it. It's not just confronting, it's how you phrase it. And by the way, how does he respond? Does he have anything to say? Like, I don't know, you crap? Or is he actually agreeing with you? I mean, what's he saying? Unless he was agreeing with me, I wouldn't want him in my life. You owe me, man. That's it. Shane Cashman, but I got to the point where I got so desperate I ended up in the psych ward. Oh. Okay. What do you mean desperate? I don't know what you mean by that. Why? I mean, I want to know how he responded. Did you say to him, hey, you've been gone since I was 5. I want to stand on my own 2 feet, but I need some kind of stake. I need a stake. I need something. Even if it's just a few $100, I need a little bit of something to get started. I need a stake just so I can get something, some kind of basic transportation, be it a motorized bike or a scooter or something, so I can get to the city and home, even if I'm taking 20, 30 minutes to get there. By the way, you can get a scooter that goes 30, 40 miles an hour. Doesn't take that long. I mean, you could at the very least do that. You were gone 18 years. That's the minimum you could do. Have you ever said something like that to him? What was the answer? How did he respond? He says he has problems of his own. That's the wrong answer. Your problems are his problems. Your problems are largely because of him and his problems, which he created. Oh, geez. He's pitiful. And you want him living with you? You want to live with this guy? You can't fix him, man. I know you think you can fix this guy. You can't fix him. What do you mean you hate talking about your dad like that? Mm-hmm. Dude, you need to see this guy as he really is. You need to get over having problems talking about your dad like that. I'll show you how easy it is. My dad was a scumbag. He was a drunk. He was a abusive bum. Suffered from the green-eyed monster of envy his whole freaking life. Yet he never did. And he's a smart guy, too. He had talent. Very smart guy. I get some of my best traits from him. I can fix anything. I can build anything. I can imagine in my head how it goes together, how it works, all the moving parts. I can visualize the inner workings of anything mechanical. Very complex, high-order thinking. I get that from him. His problem was that he just wanted to blame everybody else. He was a loser. He was a loser. He could have done a lot more with his life, but instead, he chose to wallow in self-pity and blame everybody else for his problems. Total complete loser. Piece of garbage. Filth. Pond scum of a human being. You see, it's easy. It's real easy to tell the truth. Oh, he's my dad. Murr. Who cares? You owe him nothing. You owe him nothing. Okay? We're dropping a lot of frames. Jesus. But, yeah, you owe this guy nothing. But if it weren't for him, I wouldn't exist. I got news for you, pal. The value of a child to a parent, he gets as much out of it as you do. It's a quid pro quo, two-way transaction, baby. He gets purpose and meaning, and you get life. It's a win-win for both of you. Now, if he's too stupid to see and recognize and cash in that value that he gets from a child, that's his problem. That's his problem. He chose not to avail himself of that value. That's his fault, his problem. You don't owe him because he didn't recognize the value and benefit from said value. That's his fault. You don't owe him. You owe him nothing. The only obligations you have in this world are the ones you enter into voluntarily. By contracts, verbal or written. That's how obligations work. You don't owe this person. Shane Cashman, I've been manipulated into thinking I'm the issue. Yeah, called the black sheep. Every family's got them. But black sheeps are created to excuse the dysfunction of the heads of the household, okay? Shane Cashman, my cousins confronted my dad and brother about this issue before. Wait, your brother? What is he? Why your brother? I notice he's much older than you. You're 23, he's 39. 16-year age difference, Jesus. Was he part of the problem too? I don't know. Was he not living up to his expectations as the oldest? I don't know. John Jr., your spirit animal is a bloodhound. Are you talking to me? Okay. Shay Cashman, I get help from my cousin every now and then, but he's disabled because his dad was exposed to Agent Orange. Oh, Jesus. It just gets worse. It gets worse and worse. Shay Cashman, I mean, the stuff I'm telling you right now, my family would get really pissed at me. Dude, you're anonymous. You're totally completely anonymous. All right, we're going to talk offline. I'm losing tons of frames, and we're not getting many concurrent viewers. We're getting a lot of views, but people are tuning in and then tuning out. Maybe I can try restarting the stream. I don't know. But as it is, this is really poor quality. I've dropped 4,000 frames, which is about, oh, that's 100 seconds, 150, 2.5 minutes. Ugh. I mean, that makes this practically unwatchable. Shane Cashman, he wasn't helping my mom when she was ill. Okay. But I can't confront him about it or else he'll threaten me with physical violence. Okay. You mean your older brother? Yeah, well, if he's threatening you with violence, yeah, you don't confront him. That's not somebody you can appeal to. They don't have logic. They don't have reason. They don't have remorse. So, yeah, you're not going to get anywhere there. And, I mean, there are legal recourses. Actually, you could sue your father for child support. That is a possibility. But that's like... I don't know that you're in the place geographically or headspace wise to do something like that. Now, that, by the way, it would take years, if ever, to get anything out of the guy. It'd be like trying to get blood from a stone. Good Lord, man. Wow. Wow. I don't know, man. Cowhand. You need to avoid him at all costs. Nothing good can come of that. Okay, what about your younger sister? What's she doing? You said she's 21? Is she married now? She find herself a man who would marry her? And that's how she got out of the situation you're currently stuck in? Probably has a boyfriend that she's living with or something. Because she had the same limited resources as you. The only option for someone like her would be find a man. Shane, yeah, he's been garnished to hell. Oh, my God. All right, guys. Shane, I'm going to see what I can do. Maybe we get a GoFundMe started for you, okay? That's what we're going to do. So I'm going to see if I can use my channel to help you out, okay? So we get you a GoFundMe going. We get you some money for a vehicle or something. I'll get you the cash, whatever we can raise. I'm sure we can raise something. And you use it to get some kind of transportation. In fact, I'll probably get it for you. I need it, but we'll talk in email, but I'm going to do something to help you out. Chappy Chap, stop. All right, Chappy Chap, I'm going to give you a quick lesson here so you understand. All right, one of the key rules to happiness in this world is not taking yourself too seriously. Being able to laugh at yourself, okay? But conversely, you must take the world around you extremely seriously, and that includes other people. You have the luxury of being able to laugh at yourself and have a sense of humor when it comes to you, not other people, and certainly not their difficult, precarious lives, okay? You do not get to impose that kind of humor and lack of seriousness on others. That's for you and you alone. You need to extend the courtesy of taking other people and their problems seriously. Do not be like Styx, who believes that you're not supposed to take anything seriously. It's not an appealing trait at all. Quite the opposite, in fact. Shane Cashman, my sister's just as bad. She got married to a pothead loser. Oh, you see, I called it, right? She found a man. Yeah. Women have that option. Women have the option to not be homeless, okay? They get a gash. They don't have to worry about it as much. They live in a mobile home. At least she has somewhere to live. And her husband's parents' property. Okay, well, I mean, that's more than what you got. Chappy Chap, I need to go. I mean, stop it. Damn, Shane, we need to get you the hell out of this mess. Yes. I'm not going to make... Dude. I'm not going to... Oh, come on. All right. Do your friends and family know your YouTube name? Do your friends and family know who you are on YouTube? If not, then it's totally, completely anonymous. Dude, you're thinking too much. You have to be willing to accept help. They do. Oh my God. Why would you? Okay. Well, I don't have to say who you are specifically. All right, let me tell you some things about GoFundMe. First of all, it's anonymous. My GoFundMe is anonymous. The money, it goes to anonymous. Nobody knows who you are. It's anonymous. Shane Cashman there. Subscribe to me. Some watch your videos, but not my streams. Really? Who watches my videos in your family? And do they like my content? Now I'm curious. Cowhan. So we'll call you Dwayne Gassman. Oh, they watch my videos. Oh, jeez. I can just do a shout out during a live stream then, dude. I can just cover during my live stream. Okay? I can promote the GoFundMe during my live stream. I'm sure we can raise some money for you. No problem. I can get you enough to get you some decent transportation. We'll talk offline, and I will scour, offer up, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, find you and buy the transportation for you. Okay? That's it. They ask you where you got it from, you can tell them I gave it to you or something like that. You make something up. It's your business. That solves the problem right there. You need to start letting people do things for you. My cousin, he loves it when you call Styx his dad the Night Stalker. Well, it sounds like your cousin is actually a decent person, unlike your brother. So I don't think he would turn you in. Shane Cashman, he's the one that introduced me. So nobody else in your family watches? He sounds like good people. Why would he turn you in? He wouldn't. Would he? Cowhan, I used to watch 3-6 videos every morning and got some info out of it. He's so far gone. Yeah. Dude, look, is it because you don't want to take charity? It sounds like you're more averse to getting or taking charity than anything else. I mean, I'm not going to twist your leg. If you don't want charity, that's fine. But if anybody's deserving of it, it's you. All these freaking drug addicts, potheads, crackheads out here, meth heads getting government cheddar, free money from the state who don't deserve it, are in the gutter because of their own bad choices. The situation you're in is no fault of your own. You're the kind of person who people want to help. We'll talk more. It's got to be your decision, okay? I'm not going to do it for you. Why? How would they know? You said they don't watch my streams. How would they know? And why do you care? You're more concerned about what they think. You're more concerned about other people than your own well-being. You've made yourself into this kind of sacrificial lamb who's going to give up their life, their happiness, their well-being for everybody else in your family. Meanwhile, they don't seem to give a crap about you. Why do you care so much about them? You got to get over this sacrificial lamb syndrome you got going on, man. It's not good for you. If I were you, I'd be jumping at the chance to get some help. I don't know, man. I don't know what you're hesitating for. Very strange. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You're going to find out, buddy, when your dad moves in. You're going to wish. Let me ask you this. Do you want a job? Do you want to work? Do you want to put the hours in? Do you want to earn your own money? Do you want to stand on your own 2 feet and be self-reliant? Error 304 says, stop being so obstinate, Shane. This man's willing to help you. Take it. Yeah, I appreciate your help. I will accept it. Well, it's up to you. Okay. No, I just asked you a question, though. What do you want? I don't give a crap about what your, the brother wants. Your brother, your deadbeat brother, your deadbeat dad, your sister who is very young and maybe she'll find her way. No, I don't give a crap about that. I'm talking to you. What do you want? Do you want to get a job? What do you want to do? I don't want to get you some kind of help, get you transportation, and then you don't do nothing. Like make excuses and crap. Vacillate and, I don't know if I want to do that. Oh, I don't know if I want to do this. Oh, I don't know if I want to go to the city. Oh, there's a lot of crime. Bunch of mealy-mouthed excuses. I mean, dude, life is hard. Life is dangerous. Life is brutal. Reality is brutal. It has no sympathy for you. You've got to take risks. Calculated risks, but risks nonetheless if you want to get ahead in this world. You got to fight. You ain't got no silver spoon. You want to have a life in this world, you're going to have to fight tooth and nail to get it. It's really that simple. I'm telling you, man, it's rough. I know. Buddy, if you knew the kind of childhood I had, pal, you think your childhood was rough. Oh, no. No. Pal. I'm lucky to be alive. The only reason I survived my childhood was by being clever, learning how to manipulate and learning how to understand people, understand how my demonic parents worked so that they didn't kill me. Pal, you think you're that rough? No. Life is tough. You got to be tough if you want to survive it. You got to stop making excuses, and you got to stop worrying about your so-called family. Look, if they don't care about you, why are you caring about them? To hell with them, okay? It's a reciprocal relationship. If they don't care about you, then they don't deserve your consideration. And you're a fool to give it to them. A fool. So you got to decide right now. Are you going to live for you, or are you going to live for other people? Because if you're just going to constantly be sacrificing and giving up your happiness for other people, the hell are you doing here? That's called slavery. You're their slave. I don't want to make my brother upset, so I'm going to live with my alcoholic, chronic gambler dad, who's as likely to sell the house out from underneath me and doesn't give a crap about me as he is to do anything else. Oh, boy. Your options are limited, man. Very limited. But they're not non-existent. So when somebody offers you a hand up, it's not a hand out, it's a hand up. You take it. Now, if you squander it, that's your fault. So I raised the money to get you transportation. You have to use it for something productive. You can't blow it on booze or drugs or whatever. Gambling, I don't know. You gotta, not like your dad, it's gotta go toward, that's why I'm gonna get you the transportation. I'm just gonna give you cash. No offense. I'm playing it smart. I want to maximize your chances for success. Cold hard cash is too much of a temptation. I'm not saying you wouldn't use it for something good, but I have the experience. You don't have the experience. So let me, who has the experience, help you who doesn't. So I'll find you some reliable transportation. I'll get it. You pick it up, or they drop it off at your house, whatever. I'll arrange something. And then you use it. And we'll talk about what your skills are, what you want to do. We'll see about helping you get a job or something. I can only do so much. I'm sure I live very far from you. I don't really know. But I can't, like, be traveling down there or something. But I'll do what I can. And you deserve some kind of stake. Every child should have something to get them started. That's the whole point of having kids. You give them the tools. You give them a little help to get them started. And then it's up to them to take advantage of that and build upon it. So once you get that help, it's on you, man. And if you succeed or fail, that's on you. You won't be able to blame anybody else. Shane Cashman, I want to get a job, transportation, I want independence. Don't worry, I'm very superstitious about money. In the meantime, I'll need to learn to drive. I didn't say a car. It's not going to be enough money to get you a car. I'm talking about two-wheeled transportation, yo. Like a scooter. I know it sounds goofy. It's not. So, you would need to get a... Wait, you don't have a driver's license? It's not repay me. If I get, I'm going to start a GoFundMe, and some people will donate. And then, I'll give you the cash, or I'll show you the... Well, you'll be able to see the amount raised on the GoFundMe. And then that'll get spent on some kind of transportation, and then, whatever's left over, if anything, you can have it. Gas and insurance or something. But, okay, let me think here. If it's 150cc or less, you don't need a license to drive it. Okay, so that's the way to go. Are you okay with two-wheeled transportation? I mean, I don't think you should be. Can you ride a bike? If you can ride a bike, you can ride a scooter. All you need is a helmet. 150cc scooter can go fast. 50, 55 miles an hour in some cases. So, yeah. It's just a motorcycle. A scooter's a motorcycle. It's just an automatic motorcycle. It has a CVT transmission, centrifugal force, changes the gears. That's the only difference. Okay. So 150cc or less. We'll talk in email. Don't need to tell me where you live on live. You can look it up yourself. You might have told me. I forgot. But you can look that up. I can look that up. Just let me know where you are. It's just generally that case the world over. Well, I mean, nationally speaking, like 150cc is the cutoff for like highway travel, right? Like anything bigger than 150cc, you have to get a motorcycle certification. It's real easy, by the way. I did it. I drove a scooter for fun. I had a scooter about 3 years ago. But it was a big scooter, 500 cc's. It could go 100 miles an hour on the highway. You have to get a motorcycle certification. It's very easy, by the way. You go to the motor vehicle department. It's like a 4-step course. You go through some pylons, just stop. It's not difficult. But if it's 150cc or less, you shouldn't need a license. I'll double check that based on where you live. Once I verify the scooter size and that it's legal without a license, you also don't need insurance. And 150cc scooter, man, gets like 70, 80 miles to the gallon. And so, very affordable on gas. And then we'll talk more about like what kind of work you want to do. Okay? All right. Yeah, we'll talk more in email. Okay? I'm sure I can find your email address in my email and we'll talk more. But I'm very sure we can raise at least $500-600, maybe more. And that'll be enough. CJ, motorcycle's been my only transportation in the last 18 years. Yeah, it's a great way to get around. I mean, it depends on where you live, but I would go outside when it was like 40 degrees, sometimes 38 degrees, and I was fine. But you got to layer up. You wear a base layer that's for heat, and you have a middle layer, and then you have an outer shell that is windproof so that the wind can't get through. I would wear a balaclava on my head. I had 3 of them for the season. The one that was for the cold weather was like neoprene, like super insulatory. And then I would wear goggles over the eye area and then a helmet. I was super warm. I had really nice skiing gloves that were good for like down to minus 70. I was toasty as you could be. Going 80 miles an hour on the highway. And it was 38 degrees. So, yep. No problem. Okay, dude. But we have to have some protections in place. Your dad, let's be honest, he's a degenerate gambler. If you have anything of value, won't he sell it? I mean, won't he just sell it? I mean, he knows that you're too much of a pushover, or he believes you are. I'm 100% certain that you wouldn't like call the cops or press charges. The guy doesn't really seem to value you or your property. So you get this motorcycle. Wouldn't he just sell it when he moves in for booze money or gambling money? Yeah, it would be theft, but why would he care? He stole from your mother and there were never any consequences, right? How are you going to make sure he doesn't sell your crap? You said he's moving in like a month. I mean, this guy's ruined your life. Why wouldn't he ruin it again? How are you going to ensure he doesn't sell your property? He wouldn't. Talking to air. Talking at a wall. Didn't you just say he stole from your mother? I mean, the dude's an addict. That's what addicts do. They steal from loved ones to support their addiction. He wouldn't. I don't know, man. Are you sure about that? How do you know? It doesn't sound like you know the guy very well. He still drinks. You said that. CJ, what if you put something in your food? Oh, stop. What I'm saying is that addicts are slaves to their addiction. And they usually do whatever they have to feed it. Does he have a job? He didn't steal. My mom had to pawn off jewelry to pay for food and bills. But that doesn't mean he wouldn't. And by the way, he let her do that. That's akin to stealing. I mean, she was a sucker and did it voluntarily, but if she hadn't been willing to do that, I mean, why wouldn't he take it? Does he have a job? Yes or no? What's his job? Okay, all right. Is that why he's traveling? Because his job requires travel? He makes enough to drink on. What about gambling? Said he's a gambling addict. All right, we'll get you a good lock. I don't know, man. Diesel mechanic, you'll have the tools to cut a lock. That's where the bare minimum came from. Oh man, I worry about you, kid. Um. mm, okay. Um. mm, Maybe raise enough to get you a place. I don't know. You'd have to have a job first. You can't get any apartment without a job, or at the very least, I mean, even they rent to you. Um. You have to have some way to like pay the rent for the next month. Gambling on lotto tickets. Oh my god. What a degenerate. The odds of winning are worse than a casino. Jesus. All right. All right, give me some time. We'll talk on email. This isn't immediate. We'll get this GoFundMe started in a week or two, you know. And before he moves in, hopefully we'll have the scooter, the transportation, you know. Raise enough to get you some transportation and good helmet, good riding jacket, you know, and go from there. And after that, it's up to you. And a good lock, so it's less likely to get stolen. You ride that for about 6 months. Maybe you can upgrade to a car. Well, all right. Yep. That's a plan. I trust my judgment on it. He's a pitiful fool who's been abused by his mom and my mom. Oh, you dude. The problem is your judgment is biased because, you know, he's your dad. I think I'm seeing things more clearly. He was abused by your mom? You mean the one that he abandoned? How did she abuse him? See, this is my problem. You're making so many excuses for the guy that I have to doubt your judgment and your perceptions of the guy. I would have a leather jacket, and that's not really what I'm talking about. A leather jacket isn't quite. I mean, like there's like jackets that are made of Kevlar or thick canvas that are better, but all right, I'm sorry, I don't trust your judgment, man. I think I have a better bead on your dad than you do, honestly. But regardless, it's neither here nor there at this point. She beat him because he'd come home drunk. Yeah. Well, all right. It's not relevant at this point. All right, guys, I'm going to head out. We're getting long in the tooth here. We'll talk. Yeah, we'll talk tonight or tomorrow. I think you got to be real careful with your bike, though, man. If we get it, get you something like that. Maybe we need to get you something smaller that's like easier to stash. I don't know. Would you be okay with something like a high-powered electric scooter? I mean, there's like scooters that, and they're bulky things, like 100 pounds, like 80% battery that can go like 60 miles an hour. Yeah, they're pretty fast. They can go quite far. Would you be okay with something like that? It's a hell of a lot more economical. You just plug it in. What about something like that? It would have a seat. Just wouldn't require gas. And it'd be something you could like bring into the house and lock in a closet, right? Oh, Garbage Man just donated 67 joules. Thank you very much, Garbage Man. Much appreciated, my friend. 67. Ha. Oh, 60. Yeah. I'm just wondering which one you'd be more comfortable with. They're both going to go hella fast. My dad would be more enthused by me getting a job because then he wouldn't have to pay me anymore. But gas power because the electricity in my house is faulty. Why is the electricity in your house faulty? I mean, don't you have the outlets work, right? I mean, the only reason I'm asking is because with electric, you don't have to worry as much about maintenance, right? I mean, generally these scooters are very reliable, but when you're talking about electric, the mechanics of it are much simpler. That's why I'm asking. I mean, it's like any other appliance. You just plug it in. It's a big battery with two wheels, man. Like the motors are actually in the wheels. So, dude, I don't care about nobody got the wiring upgraded. You don't need upgraded wiring. You just need an outlet. You plug it into the outlet. That's it. I'm just trying to think about practicality, man, because if it's a scooter, you got to park it outside. And then your dad can steal it. And anybody else can steal it too. Meanwhile, if it's like an electric scooter, oftentimes the front handlebar stem folds down. You can carry it. I mean, if you can pick up 100 pounds, I don't know. But, and it's much more mobile. It's easier to store. It's scary. Life is scary, son. Get used to it. It's been acting up and it's scary. Oh, boo-hoo. Boo-hoo. Scary. Oh, yeah. All right. I really think electric would be a better option, but you seem to be have your heart set on gas powered, so just worry about gas powered because I mean, honestly, I could like buy the damn thing for you and ship it to you once I make sure it works. But if it's gas powered, then you have to pick it up, and I have to buy it like sight unseen. Trust me, man, they're very cool. It's been acting up. It seems like you're afraid of everything, man. You're very, very, very scared guy. Everything's scary to you. Outside outlets have been shorting out. Replace the fuse. You have fuses? Do you know how to replace a fuse in a fuse box? Dude, do you have electricity or not? I don't care if it's acting up. It doesn't like draw more current than it doesn't draw any more current than your laptop, okay? These scooters, they come with a power supply, man. They fine-tune the current to the correct level. It's all right. Look, I think electric's a better option. Um, all right, well, dude, the real world's scary. You're gonna have to get used to it. It's scary. Yeah, unknown is scary. You know gas powered, so you think that's the way to go. I don't know. Can you fix stuff? Can you rely on your dad to fix stuff? I'm trying to spitball the easiest to maintain form of transportation that is turnkey. Gas powered engine has moving parts. It might require maintenance at some point. I don't know how handy you are. Your dad's a diesel mechanic, okay. How likely is he to be able to help you? What does he know about the mechanics of motorcycles? I mean, these are all things you have to think about. Garbage man, I'm scared of TJ Kirk's obesity and how much gravity it bends. You say it's safe, I'll trust you. Well, it's no more dangerous than anything else you have plugged in your house right now. Let's just say that. Okay? How about we say that? You can rely on your dad to fix stuff. No. Diesel mechanic is a different. A diesel mechanic is very different than, say, A motorcycle mechanic. We'll talk more, but I mean, I don't know. From what I've heard about your dad, he doesn't sound like somebody I would rely on. Okay. Also, a scooter is going to require occasional maintenance. And so I don't know. Meanwhile, if we're able to raise enough, we might be able to buy you a brand new electric scooter. Dude, some of these things can go 50, 60 miles an hour and have like a 50, 60-mile range. It's like, it's crazy. And a lot of them have seats. So you're not standing. Things in my house have been burning out. You're drawing too much current or something. Dude, I don't know, man. That don't sound right. Things have been burning outlets. It's drawing too much current. Then you're drawing too much current or something. I don't know. Dude, you're all about excuses. Do you understand this conversation has gone on way longer than it has to? You're just making a lot of excuses. Is this your normal mode of operating? Just like creating obstacles for yourself? Do you know that you do this? Like every time I say something, you have a counter for why it can't be done. I think you were probably one of the most difficult people I've talked to in a while. You just invent shit to get in the way. Like you literally have, like, every time I bring up something, you have some rejoinder ready to shoot down what I had to say. I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know if I can help you. I mean, you're just the most contrary person. You're kind of like sticks. I say left, you say right. I say up, you say down. I mean, is it possible to help you? I mean, you're like a naysayer. Everyone in my life would talk me. It sounds like you're talking yourself out of stuff. You got excuses for why you can't do everything. I got to think about this. I don't know if I can help you, pal. It doesn't seem like you want help. It really doesn't. I'll be honest. Anyway, it's been 4 hours. I'm going to end it here. I'm frustrated just talking to you. Kind of disgusted from talking to you, actually. You're very, very negative and pessimistic. And it looks like you say other people. I'm going to be honest. From what I've garnered from talking to you, the only person getting in your way is you. No. You need to trust yourself. Don't trust me. You need to trust yourself. And you don't. And that's a big problem. That's a really big problem. I don't know, man. I've been trusting my family so long and gotten nowhere. Well, I mean, all right, that's I mean, yeah, another excuse. I mean, eventually you got to realize what you're doing ain't working, right? Yeah. We'll talk later. I got to go. I'm very tired. All right, guys. That's it for this show. That's it for the Shane Cashman show. Wow. I never met anybody so closed off to help and being successful. It's like you want to live your entire life as a victim and a loser. I mean, that's entirely up to you. If that's what you want to do, that's up to you, Mao. Um, I got to think about this. I don't know. You're giving me doubts, son. Anyway, guys, I'm out. I'm the realist philosopher. I wish you all a good, pleasant day. Take care.